Yes, welcome to today's Round 15 NEAFL coverage here at a very wet Henson Park as the Hills Eagles taking on Sydney Uni. And the conditions are certainly probably going to be a leveller here today. And I'm joined by Michael Murray from Sydney Uni. Good afternoon, Michael.
Thanks. It's good to be here. It's a very wet afternoon, but looking forward to a very competitive game of footy.
All right, boundary throwing coming in now. And, gee, it's going to be tough conditions today. Kick away there from Wilkie. The ball taken by Campbell, who was in there. There's bodies flying everywhere. Push in the back. Free kick now. So Sydney Uni with the first free kick. As we said, very wet conditions here at Henson Park. He tries to go short to Campbell, but well intercepted there by, not sure who that number 8 is. We'll find out who it is.
Josh Duncan, I think.
Yeah, Josh Duncan. There we go. Thanks, Michael. And already a bit of confusion here at Henson Park.
There, might have come out on the full off the Sydney Hills player, Bonnie there, just might have hit him below the knee, but the best decision here would be to throw the ball in, which is what they're doing. There
you go, there he is, Eagle Eyes Michael Murray there. We're glad to have him in the commentary box this afternoon. Boundary throw in, the ball still stuck on this Grandstead side wing at the moment. It was a good touch there by Snedden. The ball comes away for Sydney Uni now. 2 in the tackle, well held by the Eagles. It's a hot footy at the moment as the hand pass comes away. Socket on the ground by Thompson. And once again, we've got ourselves a boundary throwing.
There we do. So we've got both teams here just sitting outside the 8, both with 4 wins out of 11 games. The Students had a great win last week down in the ACT against last year's Eastern Conference premiers Queanbeyan, and the Eagles had a tough away loss up at Redlands. So it's a very critical game for the competition standings.
Yeah, it certainly is, and depending on other results, it was a free kick to Wilkie here for Sydney Uni. Depending on other results, we could see the winner of this match, Michael, into the top 5.
Well, yeah, they'd be equal on wins with the Giants, who I believe have a bye this week, but certainly the percentages are very similar, so would set both teams up for a really good crack at playing finals footy as we head to the home stretch. Good
pressure there from the Eagles, putting on a solid tackle on Mitch Thompson from Sydney University. Ball up now as Sydney Uni just edging closer gradually towards goal. Here's Wilkie. Wilkie shrugs the tackle, tries to get the hand pass away. There is a kick away by Crotchmell. Crotchmell centres it in. We've got bodies flying everywhere. Josh Cole's underneath it. And straight away the Eagles come in and well done there to get it out there by Dimmery, who kicks it forward now. With the ball is Stubbs. Stubbs handball. Sydney Uni though numbers back. There's a free man out here on the wing and just didn't get a very kind bounce, and umpire calling that one slightly high.
Bit of a crude attempt to tackle there by Campbell. Just a little man got underneath him there and he just hung the arm out and dragged him to ground.
So still both teams yet to score. Who will draw first blood in this, what's become some sort of a local derby here in the Eastern Conference, Michael?
It certainly has. Sydney Hills are obviously our closest brethren, I guess, in terms of, the NEAFL. We've been fairly healthy rivals for the last 5 or 6 years since our introduction to the Premier Division back in 2007, and the Eagles have been a club we've certainly looked up to over the years and looked on with a bit of envy as they've had continued success, and certainly last year in reaching the finals of the NEAFL in their first crack.
So Snedden there just giving away the free kick earlier, and they've marched forward Sydney Uni, but looks like the Eagles now with a free kick themselves. Umpire just holding it up.
The blood rule there. One of the Eagles players has got a bit of claret.
Yes. Once again, Eagle Eyes Murray on the spot. Thanks, Michael. It's going to come back here, which is a shame for young Josh Duncan because he thought he was away. As we see a couple of substitutes come on for the Eagles as well, some fresh legs in number 13, Aaron Savage.
Seems to me that today, given the conditions and the heavy ground, that the umpires might be a little more lenient with the holding the ball interpretation, the incorrect disposals and the like, given the difficulties that players will encounter.
Ball comes Snedden's there, but a great mark by Campbell. Sydney Uni still applying the pressure, and the umpire's seen something. I think he's going to call 50 here, Michael.
The protected zone, I believe there was Alex Snedden there from Sydney Hills. Unfortunately, it's one of those rules that is a little bit finicky, but the players understand they're not to be within 5 metres, and if they are, they can't raise their hands past their shoulders or whatever the rule is this week. And Campbell will go back and have a go. Probably a good time to be having a shot from 48.
Chance here for Adam Campbell. Can he put the first goal on the board in today's game? It looks okay, just hitting the upright there and a minor score, but the Sydney University side with the first points today.
Indeed, and Campbell's been outstanding for the uni in their last 6 or 8 weeks. They've had a bit of a renaissance, and since their last game against the Eagles here, when they fell to 0-6, or 0-5, they've won 4 of their last 6 to give themselves a chance at playing in September.
So Duncan tried to go to Sned in there, but it was intercepted. Fortunately for the Eagles, there's numbers back there in Bilkey. Bit of pressure there on the Eagles, but they managed to get away with it. They've got some numbers here if they can go quickly. Decides to slow it down and will go towards the outer boundary. So it was a great kick, and the Eagles out of their defensive 50.
Clean ball movement will be at a premium today, and certainly if the Eagles can get the ball out of the defensive 50 in that manner more often than not, they'll go a long way towards winning the contest.
Certainly will. Now we've got a high tackle here, and Sydney Uni, it appears, is going to get the free kick here. Now they've got numbers already peeling off for the switch. What will he do? He'll probably go down the blind side.
Indeed he will. It's safety first there, play to the contest and try and get the throw in if need be.
Now, of course, being a Sydney Uni player, Michael, which players in particular for Sydney Uni are you expecting big performances from today?
I think, as I mentioned earlier, Adam Campbell, ex-Fremantle Docker, and this year been moved into the ruck, and he's really gotten his hands on the football a lot more than he was in the forward line, and it certainly has added another dimension to the team's performance. And also I think Jared Wilkie, who very experienced footballer from the Waffle and formerly of Balmain, very good in and under footballer, and he'll certainly get his hands on a lot.
Certainly former Balmain Docker himself, Jared Wilkie, made the move across Sydney Uni this year as the Eagles now find themselves with the ball, with a bit of space as well, and that's a nice kick up forward to Scotty Reid, who just shrugs his opponent away to Scotty Reid. He kicks forward, it looks good, and a great mark, their first mark inside 50 today for the Eagles. Will they be the first team to score the first goal this afternoon?
Beautiful transfer there down the flank, and nice little bit of footwork. Unfortunately, young Matt Powers might not have the long studs on there today. He took a bit of a bath, unfortunately, as Reid ran round him.
Dimmery, he's about 45 out, slide angle, it's coming back, and what a kick by Dimmery, who puts the first goal on the board today for the Eagles. They lead 1 goal straight, 6 to the minor score for Sydney Uni.
Dimmery hasn't been a consistent goal scorer for the Eagles this year. It's only his 3rd goal for the season, so we'll be very pleased to get the first one on the board.
Yeah, he certainly will. He certainly will. I mean, particularly in these conditions, goals just could prove to be a rare commodity today. So, big goal that, and a good start for the Eagles. Of course, they were a little disappointing last week, but it's almost like an 8-point game for these two sides today, isn't it? Winner, chance to go in the top 5, really keeps their finals hopes genuinely alive. And they're against a team that they'll be competing for that last spot with.
Definitely, and the Eagles have had the wood on the students this year, having won a couple of games. The previous game here at Henson Park we also had on the live stream was a cracking match-up in which the Eagles jumped out to a 6-goal lead and then hung on and held on to win by a few goals at the last quarter comeback. So the Eagles will be looking to make it 3 from 3 this year against the students.
Yes, James Gordon there, just looking to get it away. You certainly can't accuse Snedden for the Eagles for not being involved early. He's given away a few free kicks, but he's definitely been involved and putting a good challenge forward for Campbell today. As the Eagles bring it away, another chance now comes forward. Good body positioning there from the Sydney Uni defence, and looks like it was Nick Bowen at the back there with Tim Barton, and they'll just get it away now, Sydney Uni, as they go towards the boundary line. Eagles have got it in the back. No, not paid. There's a kick away, and looks like out on the full, Michael.
A little bit of justice there. It certainly should have been a free kick in the back for the Sydney Uni player landing on top of the Eagles player who didn't have the football, but justice was served in the end.
A ball coming in, they'd elect to punch it now. Now the umpire's seen something again, and it looks like another opportunity here for the Eagles, Michael.
It does indeed. I think Stubbs there has just been held in the marking contest, so Anton Turco, a little bit of a height mismatch there by the look of it, giving away a few inches Turco, and he's just held onto him, and unfortunately when you're standing right in front of the umpire you can't really afford to do that.
Yes, and fortunately, since the game has started, the rain has miraculously seemed to stop for the first time in about a week as the kick comes in for the Eagles. It's a bit of a wobbly one and just off to the left, which makes the margin now 1 straight goal.
And certainly, teams will be looking to take advantage of any periods of dominance that they have while the rain has eased off somewhat, because who knows what might come later on, and it's certainly going to be hard to score as the legs get heavy and the ground gets chewed up.
So intercepted off the kick out there by Dimmery, who kicks it in forward, and another mark inside 50. Will he play on? Yes, he will. He's going to centre it up here. There's some Eagles there, and what a great kick that was from Scotty Reid, who centred it, and was probably just as hard a kick from where Scott Reid was, but the angle's much kinder as the Eagles now attempt to kick their second for the afternoon.
Students will be disappointed with that. It was a very messy attempt at moving out of the back half of the field, so
he likes it. Just away though, he was almost willing that one to come back to the left, was Stephen Doyle there, and another minor score, but as we said, these points could provide crucial in what we probably expect to be a lower scoring game today.
You would think so, given that there was a game here earlier this morning with the under-18s, Macarthur Giants playing Sydney University, so the field's a little bit heavy, and obviously the 100 mils of rain we've had over the past 3 or 4 days certainly won't have assisted either.
Yes, it really has been, you could say, raining for the last week for those joining the coverage this afternoon that haven't been in Sydney, and as we alluded to, it's just miraculously stopped as a nice mark there. I think it was Max Carter?
Tim Barton.
Tim Barton, nice mark, and the kick comes away now, and there's a few Sydney Uni players. It's been a good start from the Eagles. They've made a statement. What can Sydney Uni come back with as we approach midway through the first quarter? Uni, they've got numbers there, nice little punch away. I think it was Doug Moore who gets the pass away. Sydney Uni, it's a nice kick off the boot. Will it bounce through? It's just going to be a behind, but that was certainly some great ball movement to go coast to coast there.
Well done by Doug Moore out in the wing there. Very clever football to knock the ball back into the advantage of his teammate, given the difficulty in picking up the wet footy. Stuart Turner there and the kick-outs unfortunately run over the line. The line's probably a little difficult to see there. It's a bit of a quagmire in the goal square, but really no excuse for that at this level. He'll be very disappointed with himself, as I suspect will the coach.
Yes, as the tap down from Sydney Uni, they get first hands to it. Can they get a quick snap and a quick goal? I'll tell you what, I think they can, and they have.
Tim Barton with a beautiful snap off the left there.
Great goal from Timmy Barton, the youngster. He just picked the ball up, turned around and went, see you later, and straight through the sticks.
That was Tim Barrett, sorry.
Tim Barrett, there we go.
One of the students' leading goal scorers this year. That's his, he is the students' leading goal scorer. That's his 23rd for the season, so he'll be very pleased to get that one away early.
Yes, good response there from Uni. They're now level with the Sydney Hills Eagles side, so 8-8 here. Approaching the end of the first quarter here at Henson Park on a very wet Sydney's winter day. Interesting to see here the centre clearances. It seemed to be pretty even early on as the ball goes up. And win to Sydney Uni there. Nice little tap out who got it away to Crotchmall. Crotchmall's then pounced on by a few Eagles. Eagles lurking the ball. Looks like it was going to come out there for a moment, but it didn't.
Umpires, again, fairly lenient on the disposals. Might be a little bit quicker to call the play up today, given how difficult it will be to get the ball off the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's good umpiring if that is the case. As we can see, another ball up, quick one. And punch was time away from the Eagles, which got about 15 to 20 metres, but there's a few Uni players back there and a nice clearance there.
By Botten
Noonan. Now there's players forward, including Tom Morrison, if they can get it away quickly. He swings back on the other side, centres it. Good body work there, great body work. And now it's the Eagles' chance. The Eagles have numbers forward. He's got a player, it's number 22 with that kick, who was Bonnie, who just found Dragicevic, who centres the ball and just couldn't take it there, Vladko.
A little bit early there, and might have been playing for a free kick even with the exaggerated movements of the arms and whatnot, but a good bit of defending there by the Uni backman.
Yeah, and great vision there for the Eagles to make that switch in transition. Dragicevic creating some space and just centering in nicely. And this is good territory now for the Eagles. Ball coming in. And we see another quick snap this time from the Eagles. It's certainly a hot footy at the moment. There is a kick, came through from from the number 20 player, but Sydney Uni, you've just got some numbers there. It's still anyone's. And we could be in for another ball up here, Michael.
Looks like that might be the order of the day. The stoppages around the ground, and the defenders will have to be very mindful in the forward 50 of lying on the ball and hatching it, so to speak. You don't want to be giving away free kicks in these conditions.
Yes, Daniel Spiteri very involved in there as, oh boy, Jamie Vladko copped a bit of a knock there from his opponent. And, yeah, we've got a free kick now. Sydney Uni will be relieved to see that.
Tommy Aiton there, just been held on to a little bit too long there. Well, he's wants to dispose of the football.
Nice kick there from the Sydney Uni defences. They've just made probably about 40 or 45 metres there and had the contest which has gone out, and a bit of a relief there. Still 8-all here as we nearing the end of this first quarter. Very tight contest, lots of contested footy, and it looks like another free kick to Sydney Uni.
Free kick off the ball in the ruck contest there against the Eagles, of Adam Campbell to take the free kick and push it down to the Uni attacking zone.
Yeah, Nick Roberts just came on the field, actually created a good option. There was no one within 50 metres of him, but they've gone straight down the line, picked themselves up another 40 or 50 metres, and we'll get another ball up.
The on-balls will certainly earn their keep today. There'll be a lot of stoppages, and the ruckman as well will be called on to do a lot of work.
Rowan Bilkey coming on now for the Eagles. As we see a few changes, also looks like Jack Dimmery, who's been good early, is about to come back on.
The blood rule there by the look of it for the Eagles.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's going to be fairly heavily contested in close today, so we might see quite a few of them.
Yeah, Stephen Pollock just coming off as Uni kick it forward, contested mark 1-on-1, goes to ground. And I think it was Barrett there who's kicked the goal of the match so far, just easy to get over the boundary line.
Doesn't have much to go up against. It's only been the two goals, so got a 50% chance at worst of snagging that award thus far. Clubhouse leader.
It was a nice kick though, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
You've got to say that. And it was Sydney Uni getting the first touch now as they look to take a lead here as we say, we're approaching the end of this first quarter, and there's going to be another ball up. I'm sure that won't be the last time I say that this afternoon.
No, again, just be mindful of the defenders will be mindful of locking the ball in there, because the umpires will be lenient, but they won't settle a stand for it happening all day. So they're going to be probably trying to clean the game up a little bit as we move towards the end of this quarter.
Yeah, certainly, and that's good. That's good umpiring, really, to the presence of mind to take into consideration the weather conditions. Snedden's there again. Quick kick. Uni have got the ball out now, and there's some pressure here, but the Eagles, he got a quick kick to it. Is it going to stay in the field? A player, well, it caught the line.
Just caught the line.
Caught the line.
Very confident playing the back line there. Maybe not the highest percentage bit of football that you could be taking in these conditions, but certainly very good of the Eagles players to trust their teammates there.
Yeah, Snedden and Taggart go at it together. Taggart got the best of it. Snedden's still there. So is Taggart, as Uni with an opportunity. Nice handball over the top to Barrett. Once again over the boundary line. Probably a good result for Uni.
You want to be locking the ball down in the defence in your attacking 50 for as long as you can, and if eventually the pressure's going to tell, and there'll be points scored. So that's what both coaching staff will be highlighting at the quarter time break, no doubt.
Taggart got the first touch. The Eagles now with a chance to clear it. There's plenty of pressure from Sydney Uni underneath. It's good the umpires letting this go, which is good umpiring. And looks like we're destined for another ball up. No, we're not. Gets it away. Wilkie with an opportunity now to swing around. What can Jared Wilkie muster? He does exactly that. Little kick in. I think he was looking for Taggart. The Eagles, nice soccer on the ground. Oh boy, Uni just losing their footing there. Eagles, they can't get their hands on the footy, and there's been a quick kick, and I think it's Barrett.
Indeed it was.
I think it might be Barrett who has an opportunity to kick his second.
Lovely bit of cleaning up there by Monty Crockmale to spot his teammate leading out there, and a good chest mark in the conditions by Barrett, so be happy to get that extra yard of space, which probably won't be afforded to him again.
Probably slightly easier kick than his first. Barrett, as he moves in, he's got the little hot shoe shuffle. Oh, kicks into the man of the mark.
It's one of those things you don't want to be doing on a day like this. You've really got to take the most of every opportunity you get, so he'll be pretty keen to make amends for that at this next stoppage. Heading toward the 20-minute mark. We're still tied at 1-2 apiece. It's been a very, very hotly contested game.
Barrett with an opportunity for redemption, swings it around. Oh, just hits the post. It's almost as if he prefers a tougher kick, young Tim Barrett.
Well, watching those boys at training, the young forwards with their colourful boots and their bleached hair, that's pretty much all they practice down at Sydney Uni. The snapshots and the dribblers.
Nice mark from Campbell. Tightening the screws straight away. Kicking the ball back in. Went for the attempted torpedo. Ball coming down. Barrett's there sniffing around again, but the Eagles this time able to kick it away as they look to rebound, and it was Dimmery with the initial mark. They go forward, approaching halfway. Well intercepted there by Barton. Kick comes in. The umpire again has seen, I think it's a late hit from one of the Eagles players.
Kick to a 2-on-1 there, the Eagles player, and it was not the best option. And then he's gone in, Jamie Vutko. He's maybe even going in the book there. He's definitely caught Tom Ayton high, and it's not a great look. It looks like he's going in the book there for striking. So that's something that he'll be concerned about on Monday night.
Now it's Ben Taggart with an opportunity to kick another goal. Former Balmain Docker as well, I believe.
Indeed, courtesy or via Perth also, but had a couple of the Balmain boys come over this year and want to try their hand in the NEAFL. So Ben hasn't played a lot of games this season. He had a bit of an injury in the pre-season. He's probably only played 4 or 5 games, but his presence around the club, his experience, and just general footy knowledge has been a huge boost to what's effectively a pretty young NEAFL side.
So Ben Taggart, no doubt about it, he's going to go back and try and kick this right on 50. He winds up, it's a bit of a mongrel, isn't it? And straight to the Eagles player, but very tough conditions to kick the footy today. The footy's heavy, it's wet, it's soggy, and it's not going to be easy to land those 50-metre kicks as the Eagles come away. There's a bit of pressure. Nice kick, low, hard, and chest mark on his knees as the Eagles, much needed relief. They come out of their defensive 50.
It's very high quality disposal from the back half there to be able to lace out your teammate sliding into the football at full speed. That's the sort of stuff you want to be able to carry out today.
Okay, Sydney Uni now with the hands away, and the Eagles there, good tackle. And it looks looking to get it away. There seems to be a lot of Eagles players around the football, and they're going to lock it in, I think. Unless the ball's going to come out, which it may do again, but on this occasion it won't.
Looks not too dissimilar to probably what we'll see this evening with the Lions and the Wallabies, just maul after maul after maul. So it's been a pretty tough, tight contest thus far.
Yes, round 15 action of the NEAFL here. It's a tight contest at Henson Park early. Sydney Uni by 1 point at this stage as we're nearing the end of the first quarter. Kick comes away, it's a torp. And once again, we've seen another late hit from an Eagles player.
That sort of discipline is going to be frowned upon by the Eagles coaching staff, no doubt. It's going to be tough enough today, given the conditions, let alone giving away 50 or 60 metres for absolutely nothing.
Oh, no. Straight to Ben Taggart here. He doesn't waste any time. Lines up, kicks the ball, and it's just gone to the left. But, gee whiz, I tell you what.
I believe it was touched off the boot, which is why Ben Taggart played on there. But
I was going to say Mark Dragosevich would be having heart palpitations.
He's out there on field to be able to certainly give some feedback to the boys who are transgressing.
That's a better kick out this time.
Good mark out there by Bilkey, out in the defensive 50.
Yes, great mark. Another nice kick is the United Airlines Flight 524 just flying over Henson Park. We are in the flight path here. As a great mark from Jamie Vutko on that occasion.
And he's been free kick against there and interfering in the marking contest, perhaps a bit of blocking. I'm not exactly sure what the signal was from the umpires, but he's had a bit of a dirty afternoon thus far, Jamie.
I think they're all having a dirty afternoon in these conditions, Michael, as the Eagles look to rebound. Oh, nice little dummy there. Kicking forward. Can they sneak a late goal? Couldn't take the mark there, Uni defender.
Botten Noonan.
Ball
hard there.
He did attack the footy hard though, and that was a nice little centering kick to Crotchmall. Oh, great punch.
Another clever tap on by Doug Moore.
Yeah, there's players definitely around. What can they do here, Uni? A nice little step around the corner by Doug Moore again, and the ball comes into Taggart, who made a contest of it. Kicked away though by Bradley, I think it was. And Bradley gets it back. Nice little 1-2 play. That'll be good for the Dream Team points. Here they come, the Eagles. We're seeing a bit more flowing footy at the moment, Michael.
Looks like the rain has eased off a little, and perhaps the players are becoming a little more accustomed to the conditions. It's not often that in Sydney we play in conditions like this because the grounds get closed at the drop of a hat. So certainly the Sydney Uni boys will be very unfamiliar with these sloppy conditions.
Wilkie was down there, then Tim Barton ended up with it, swung around, kick under pressure. I think he was looking for Taggart. The Eagles there back in numbers, and it just seems as each team goes forward, the defensive pressure is there to stem it and take it back the other way. But another opportunity now for the Eagles as they find some space. He really could give it a crack here from 50. He does. There's players getting back there, and it's just away to the right.
Maybe had a little more time than he realised there. He probably could have maybe not taken a bounce in these conditions. It's certainly gone another few steps in and squared up a little more. But nice transfer of the football through the middle there by the Eagles, and that's the second or third time they've been able to do that, which has led to scoring opportunities.
Yeah, Damien Bonney it was, but you can't blame him for having a crack. Good punch by Campbell. Then the player that just came on, Nick Roberts, is there. He gets the ball now. Nick Roberts, quick thinking, straight on the boot. There's a bit of pressure there. Barrett, oh gee, he loves finding the footy, doesn't he? Sockers it off the ground. Here come Uni. Can they get a last goal here? Barrett again gets another kick, goes forward. Now there's Taggart's coming across. There's a few Eagles players there, and they should be okay here, the Eagles. A few Shepherds.
Got the numbers. It's he's kicked into the man defending him there, which has given Sydney Uni a chance, but they've worked their way out of trouble again.
Now there's some space here. Sorry to interrupt, Michael. There is some space here for the Eagles now as Dragicevic kicks it infield to John Vlatko. John Vlatko goes forward, and I think that's Bonney again. Damien Bonney it is, who had that last opportunity. Now he kicks to a contest. Oh, well played. Good body work there by Tommy Morrison.
Be disappointed by that, Bonnie. He's had quite a bit of the football and he's been one of the Eagles' best thus far, but he'll just be just that option there. He might have put a little bit too much on that kick.
Yeah, Adam Campbell just losing his foot. He probably would have taken the mark, Adam Campbell, but you can't blame him. He's given the thumbs up. Great kick. Just losing his footy, which is understandable in these conditions.
How many of the boys have got the long stops on today? Probably none of the boys own them anymore in 2013, but certainly been quite a bit of lost footing and a bit of slipping and sliding out there.
So Campbell with the punch, picking up some valuable metres, and that's our number 58 again, Josh Cole, who sockers it forward. Good pressure from Barrett, and we've got another boundary throw in.
And lock that in here, Sydney University, and perhaps have another scoring opportunity just prior to the quarter-time break. It's been only a couple of goals, but certainly many stoppages, so we're looking at maybe a 30-minute quarter, so probably got a couple of minutes left.
Yes, you certainly wouldn't imagine there'll be too much time remaining. So Sydney Uni, as we said, they lead by one solitary point, 1 goal 4-10 to 1 goal 3-9 of the Eagles. As Taggart gets a touch to it, I think Wilkie it was, gets a hands to it now, the Eagles. They're there in numbers. Once again, it's a hot footy. There's players around the ball. Crotchmill's there, getting involved, so is Mitch Thompson.
And if they found a free kick in there to Sydney Uni for over-the-shoulder contact there to Mitch Thompson, so we'll go back from about 35 out on a slight angle to try and steer it through. Gee,
it's terrible timing from an Eagles perspective there. Once again, Mark Dragicevic probably not too thrilled to see that, but an opportunity for Mitch Thompson. Just give them a little buffer heading into the quarter-time break here.
Certainly very difficult on the defenders in these conditions. You've got the ball on the ground a lot, and arms are going to slip up, and footing is going to be lost. So it's forgivable for the defender on a day like today.
And Thompson just spraying it just out to the right for a minor score. And now 1 goal 5-11 for Sydney Uni to 1-3-9 to the Eagles, and a nice little kick there. And I think we're going to find a 50-metre penalty. Mark Dragicevic there taking the mark, and probably got one back on Thompson there.
Using his experience there, I think, and Mitch Thompson's very lucky not to give away another 50-metre penalty there. It was a little bit rash reaching through to knock the football out as Dragicevic was on his way back to the mark.
I'm sure Dragicevic had a little something to say about that Thompson miss. As the ball comes forward now for the Eagles. There's a lot of players in the pack. They've got a bit of space here. Handball away to Tim Garlick. Garlick off the right foot, tries to send it in, just missing. And we'll see another boundary throw in there, but good opportunity there, and not a bad attempt by Garlick.
Yeah, certainly probably a better result for the Eagles as well there. They get to lock the ball in there, and they'll have a go at either picking up a free kick or working the ball through for another score. So very crucial part of the first quarter here.
What can the Eagles do? Opportunity to take the lead, snap around the corner, it looks good, and a great goal to the Sydney Hills Eagles. It puts them back in front. That's just what the doctor ordered leading into the first change.
Beautiful roving there by Jamie Vlatko to snap that around his shoulder, and Uni didn't have anyone back on the line there to get a hand on it, so the Eagles will take a hard-fought lead.
Yes, nice goal there by Jamie Vlatko as we see another Vlatko come on the field, John Vlatko. And that really was a great goal. You talk about the miss moments earlier from Thompson, then the 50-metre penalty, and then just to get a little goal there just before the break.
Certainly does help when you can transfer the football via a 50-metre penalty down the other end of the field. So again, Coach Daniel Gilmore for the students will be pretty disappointed by Thompson's ill discipline there.
Yeah, certainly a big goal there towards the end of the quarter. Can they get another one as they push forward? But Sydney Uni defenders back there.
Taken by Peter Casey across half-back.
Peter Casey there with the kick, and he's just found the line. One bounce. John Vlatko was there ready to pounce on it. We'll see another boundary throw in.
You can get a sense of how wet it is just by looking at the way that ball bounced off the deck there. The wings, the extreme wings are very heavy here at Henson Park, given the drainage and the curvature of the oval. So there won't be a lot of sure footing or certainly be no running bounces down the flanks anyway.
Campbell with a touch, went straight to an Eagles player though. Bonnie's there, gets tackled, wrapped up quickly. There's plenty of Sydney Uni players there, including Thompson. Also Crotchmall, who's been highly involved in this first quarter.
Moving up towards the 32-minute mark, so there has been a lot of stoppages.
There certainly has, as the ball came up again. I'll tell you what, Stephen Doyle thought he was held there, but it comes away. Bonnie, he's been told to play on. Yep, quick kick away. Ball comes up. It's not 15, that's for sure. Sydney Uni, though, it's rebound footy. He kicks it back to an Eagles player.
Critical kick here for Wharton.
And there's the end of the quarter.
So up for another attack in the forward 50, but unfortunately the siren beat him.
An interesting one as we finish the quarter. We can just see a little bit of rough stuff in the background. I think Nicky Bowen was involved. But the end of the first quarter, it's Sydney Hills Eagles leading 2-3-15 to Sydney Uni's 1-5-11. Welcome back to Henson Park. Second quarter about to get underway here in this round 15 clash between Sydney Uni and the Sydney Hills Eagles. Drury Forbes here in commentary with Michael Murray from Sydney Uni. And Michael, looks like a bit of rain starting to tumble down.
So I think the breeze has picked up a little bit. It's certainly got a little bit colder up here in the top deck of the Jet Set Lounge at Henson Park. It's, to put bluntly, it's freezing up here. So players on the field will have to be running around to keep warm, I think. And those on the bench will be pretty keen to get on.
How did you see the first quarter unfold?
I think it was probably as we expected. It was a really tough, tight contest. Two teams very evenly matched, and we've already seen a couple of bottlers between these two sides this year, so I think we're set for a fantastic last three quarters.
Ball goes up to start the second quarter, and first point's going to Campbell, who gets it away as Uni with possession now, and the ball coming towards the Eagles goal, mind you, and the Eagles might get an opportunity. You can see the water and just how deep in water this ground and the rain that it's experienced over the last week. As we said, it is slightly raining at the moment, and looks like we're going to have our first, and certainly not last, ball up for the second quarter rather.
Probably had somewhere in the vicinity of 30 in the first quarter, so I expect a lot more of that with the tough conditions and the slippery handling. Good
kick there away from Dragicevic, who puts it forward for the Eagles, and well, that was Timmy Barton just taking on the Eagles players there, and it's a hot footy, and it looks like the boundary line is going to be the victor.
Bit lucky there, Uni. I can't say who it is out there, a long way away here at Henson, but he took the man on and was dispossessed of the football. Perhaps on a dry day, that's a free kick to Sydney Hills.
And we can see young Itioza Okenbor, if I said that correct, limbering up on the sideline. What can you tell us about him, Michael?
He's a very exciting young prospect at Sydney University. He's very quick, and
we'll just come back to that because it looks like the Eagles have got a free kick. And I don't think he wants to take the shot. I think he might just be centering it. He has a crack. It's a good kick in the conditions. and just punched away there. Well, a massive punch from the number 58, Josh Cole. Sorry, mate, ETO's are open ball.
Yeah, he pinch hits in the ruck and down forward. He's got fantastic vertical leap and is a very, can be very dangerous down forward and very handy in the ruck. So he's certainly acquitted himself well in the NEAFL games that he's played this year. Formerly of Sydney Hills last season, so he's very familiar with quite a lot of these players, I'd imagine, and he's settling in very well at Sydney Uni.
Well, such was the punch from Josh Cole. They're taking some time to actually get the football back here, but they finally have, as you might be able to see. Oakenbaugh warming up. You may not be able to. Ball comes in. Taggart was there. He got the first touch. There's a few Eagles around it. Uni with the ball wrapped up. And I think we're going to see another ball up here. Surprise, surprise.
Ball's locked in there. It's a lot of very optimistic Eagles players with their hands up calling for a free kick, but I don't think we'll be seeing those given anytime soon.
Quick thinking there from a Uni player in number 24. It's Timmy Barton again, who's had quite a few possessions in both quarters so far.
Tried to find Ben Taggart out there on the 50-metre arc on the far side, but was spoiled there by the Eagles.
Yeah, they'll certainly be looking for their tools, Michael, as you just alluded to, in Ben Taggart and a few of the other guys. But Ben Taggart, he's got a key role to play here today as the Eagles. They go for a shot on goal, centering kick, and almost marked there by Scotty Reid. Now it's still a footy, and a hot footy rather, and it looks like the Eagles will have an opportunity about only 10 or 15 metres out.
He's earned the free kick there. He's gotten down head over the football and he's had someone land square on his back, so the free kick's there and a good bit of umpiring there.
Yeah, it's Timmy Garlick who'll have the shot rather, just slightly off centre, only about 10 to 15 metres out. And this one reeks of a goal. He makes no mistake, this Timmy Garlick. And the Eagles drawing first blood in the second quarter. They got the first goal in the first quarter as well, and the lead now out to 10 points.
Critical to take advantage of those opportunities once you get given them in these conditions, and whichever the teams can string together patches of 2 or 3 goals will go a long way towards winning this contest. It's going to be very low scoring, so the students will really want to pull the next one back, because the 3-goal deficit in these conditions is a bit of a hill to climb.
Yeah, certainly, as we mentioned, those talls have got a big role to play today. We mentioned Ben Taggart and, of course, Adam Campbell and Alex Snedden, also a key figure for the Eagles today. As it's Snedden versus Campbell. We're about to see the ball up. Eagles by 10, which probably seems like a lot more than that at the moment. Ball comes to the deck. Attempted soccer off the ground by Campbell. Couldn't get it. Wilkie's in there. Gets wrapped up by an Eagles player. And we've probably gone about 5 metres towards the Eagles' goal for another ball up. Campbell in there again. Did get a punch to it. There's a few people. The ball's going up and down, and Snedden there. He falls to the ground. Wilkie's the one that's going to be able to clear it for Uni. Nice handball around the corner and a kick around. It was a scissor kick, and Sydney Uni have come away with it. And I think it's Barrett again. Timmy Barrett looks to play on quickly. Goes back. He's got a player out there. Lovely kick. And a great mark there by... Well, we'll find out who it is, but he's going to go straight towards goal here.
Tommy Ayton there, finding Josh Cole in the forward pocket.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, Ayton to Cole, and Cole doesn't waste much time with it. Goes around, but he's just offline.
You'll be disappointed with that miss, Josh. He had a little bit more time than he took there, and unfortunately he missed that quite away.
Eagles come away through John Vlatko. He kicks to Bonnie. Nice mark. That was easier that time coming out of their 50, and Bonnie's got a few options presenting himself now. He goes forward along the boundary line, and just trying to get to it there was Stephen Doyle, who ended up in his own bench for a boundary throw-in, as we see a few interchange players coming on. One of those young Dom Vincent for Sydney Uni. And it's Snedden and Campbell again as we get play back underway. Good tackle from Bonnie. It was on Tommy Morrison. And looks like the Eagles are going to come away with it here. Ball goes to Stewie Turner, who kicks it in, but it's all Sydney Uni players back there.
Very delayed call there by the far umpire, and Morrison may have had prior opportunity. He certainly did try to break the tackle, but pretty harsh in these conditions.
Yes, indeed. Now, Sylvester's just gone forward there, and probably the most nonchalant punch-out you'll ever see from Stewie Turner there. Ball comes back in once again. Snedden's there against Campbell. Sydney Uni get it away this time with a nice handball from Campbell. Wilkie just couldn't get to that, Jared Wilkie. The Waffle recruit via the Balmain Dockers. Another ball in. Once again, Snedden and Campbell, they're earning their money today. Campbell gets front position. Snedden says, no, you don't. Goes back inside. But Wilkie comes away with it. Taken high there. It was a tough call, but probably the right one against Charleston. Wilkie punches it forward, but it's going to go straight to an Eagles player here. And they really need to be making smarter options when they get the ball, Michael.
May have lost his footing a little bit there. He certainly didn't seem to get enough of that kick, and he is usually a very reliable kick, so he'll be, again, fairly disappointed with that.
Certainly is a good kick, and Wilkie, there we go, another opportunity, and, well, good spoil there, actually, on Josh Cole. Josh Cole didn't like it. Great piece of work there from the number 21 Eagles player, who we're about to tell you who it is. Spiteri, is it?
I'll have to look for you. I'll have to look. So.
That's all right. We'll continue play. Nice tap away from Campbell. And, well, looks like Wilkie's going to have a free kick here. On in front of the benches. It's a 9-point margin at the moment. Wilkie's kick goes towards the 50. There's bodies flying everywhere. Calling for ball, Sydney Uni. It's going to be a ball up.
Very unlucky not to be given a free kick there. The 31 for the Eagles, Stephen Pollock. He did have the Sydney Uni player lying on top of him there, which is a free kick right in the back.
There he is, Michael Murray. He only knows two colours. That's the blue and yellow. And, Damien Bonney tripping over the ball. Presented an opportunity for Campbell. And the ball comes in. Timmy Barrett. He's in there. Second efforts have been fantastic from Tim Barrett today, and just locks it up for Uni.
His conditions certainly suiting him. Good around his feet and very quick off the mark. So a direct opponent will have his work cut out.
Nice tap from Taggart. Socket off the ground by the Eagles, but it went straight to Ryan Botten-Noonan.
Generally, the rule of thumb is once you kick it off the ground, there's about a 90% chance of it going to the other team. So it'll be disappointing. He had a little bit more time than that. Could have taken possession of the footy there instead of hacking it out of the air.
So Botten-Noonan now with an opportunity. Looks like he's going to go back and have a crack at this. He's probably just on 50. Better side for the right footer. Looks good off the boot here, Michael, but I think it's just going to wave away to the right. Distance certainly not a problem.
He actually struck that quite well, but it did fade away a little bit there, and that may just be due to the wet football and the contact on the boots. So
the seventh behind for Sydney Uni. And all trouble here, a drop ball from the Eagles. Gee, they could get their second goal. Eagles players running back here. There's an opportunity, and I think it might be Wilkie who goes to the deck with the ball. And it comes out again for Uni. Now, where's Tim Barrett? He loves this situation. Bonnie's in there for the Eagles. Nice handball away there from Trent Stubbs. But it's still on the deck, and they still haven't cleared it. Looks like the boundary's going to get this one. And it certainly will. And they've just locked it in there. They've done a very good job, Sydney Uni, keeping the pressure on.
Lights are about to come on here at Henson Park, and which is a good thing because it's starting to get quite dark. The clouds have closed in and the rain's still steadily falling.
There he is. Thanks, Alan Wilkie. Yes, no, you're right. The lights certainly will make a difference, as it's probably becoming more of a night game as we see another free kick, this time to the Eagles.
Even the Eagles players here sitting nearest in the grandstand were a little bit in disbelief at that there. Peter Cates a little unlucky, but the umpire's the man with the whistle.
So Gordon handballed it back on that occasion, and eventually the kick came across to the outer side. Oh, drop mark here, pressure. Oh, geez, called that high, but really the player ducked into that, I thought, Michael.
Certainly bailed him out there, but again, a little bit clumsy from the Uni attacker.
It certainly was. As Botten-Noonan's back there again, he's been busy. Ball comes away. There's players there. Looks like the Eagles have got it. They've handballed it away, but there's plenty of players there to wrap up, and Uni's got the ball at the moment. But we'll see another ball up again as we see young Itosia Okenbor about to come on the field, Michael.
Shit.
Etiosa, I should say. Etiosa, correction.
Given the instruction by the Peanut Gallery to get a touch, which is interesting given that he hasn't been on the paddock yet, but we'll see how he goes.
There he is. Okenbor's on the field. What can he do? we'll see what he's about, his influence on the game very shortly, because the ball's come out and he could take a mark here, Michael. Oh, no, Okenbaugh, he's still got an opportunity. Comes around on the right side. Nice looking kick forward, and may not have taken the mark, but he's just picked up a good 50-odd metres. Unfortunately for him, the Eagles players were there, and a nice little jinking and jiving effort there from Scotty Reid, who pushes it forward. Straight back to Uni, and it's Turco. Turco, once again, rebound footy. Couldn't take the mark there, was Wilkie, but there's now an opportunity for Wilkie, who goes inside, and there's a through. Here he is, Okenbaugh. He's getting involved. And another touch for Okenbaugh.
Would have been nice to be able to say that the skills were silky, but unfortunately they weren't. So good effort there by Josh Cole, sliding in hard to win the football at ground level and find Jared Wilkie at the quarterbacking position there.
And Scott Reid with just a little bit of manhandling on Okenbaugh, saying welcome to NEAFL footy. As big show and go there from the Dragicevic, and probably a bit of a harsh call there, I thought, but. Adam Campbell with an opportunity to push forward for the Eagle, for Sydney Uni.
Any Swans fans watching that last night, or watching the game last night, will certainly think that decision was right, given that
the Malcheski incident,
atrocious free kick given a card.
Yeah, and that decision prevented what would have been the first team to ever go goalless in the first half of the SCG, but the umpire handed them a goal. Talking about last night's game, of course, where the Sydney Swans reserves played the Brisbane Lions last night in another NEAFL game, as the Sydney Uni come away here, but the umpire has got something to say. He's not happy, and
a throw fortunately out of the contest. He might have
for Tommy Ayrton, he had to come back.
Gotten a bit of advice from his boundary umpire there, because he was on the blind side of that and he was about 5 seconds late.
So the kick, oh boy, so the kick from Aaron Savage pretty much cleaned up Nick Bowen with a mistimed punch. It's knocked him straight on the melon as Bonnie comes away with a kick now. Sydney Uni, Turco was there, almost a high tackle, umpire lets it go.
Very lucky to get away with that there, Turco. The Eagles player Stubbs could feel a little bit aggrieved there. He was copped high and probably should have got the free kick.
Josh Cole coming back on the field now for Uni. An 8-point margin. They've kicked 1 goal, 7 Sydney Uni. Sydney Hills Eagle been a little less wasteful. 3 goals, 3 they lead 21-13 as the umpire coming back in to get another ball up.
Looks like there might be another long quarter given the amount of stoppages and the ball ups and throw-ins. So the players will be made to earn their keep this afternoon.
So the ball comes away, Bonnie's lurking, handball back to Stephen Doyle, a nice little kick into the centre, punch there again from Tim Barton, who's been solid at the back there for Uni today, but there's... Oh, what a goal! Unbelievable soccer off the ground out of nowhere, and the Eagles have got their 4th.
So Barton overran the football there. I'd be a little disappointed by that. I think it was Scott Reid who picked the footy up there and dribbled it through. It was a very precise piece of football by the Eagles forward.
Now, I think it might have been Daniel Spiteri who kicked that. We'll try and get some confirmation for you, but tremendous soccer off the ground, straight through the sticks, and the lead now out to 14 points for the Sydney Hills Eagles.
Students won't want to let this get away too far from them, because it's you really don't know what the conditions are going to hold in the next hour or so, and a 14-point lead could be worth 44 if this weather keeps up.
So the ball comes out now, and the Eagles have got it, but there's plenty of Sydney Uni players there to wrap the ball up. Halfway through the second quarter, 14-point margin to the Eagles. They'd be delighted with this effort. Sydney Uni was so impressive last week too against Queanbeyan. But the Eagles have certainly come to play in what we like to call the local derby of the NEAFL, the Sydney derby, as the kick comes away now.
That was Bot Noonan will feel a little bit disappointed not to be awarded that mark there. He had fairly good possession of it.
So Josh Duncan started it. James Gordon there involved. Gets it to Bonnie, who's tackled by the Eagles. There's Timmy Barton again. Jared Wilkie playing for a free kick. Umpire's not silly enough. And the ball will go over for another boundary throw-in.
Students did well there to repel that Eagles attack. Really critical stage for the students here. If the Eagles can get the next 1 or 2, it could be all over. So
that's an early call, Michael. Early call.
Conditions are pretty heavy, and it looks like they're getting worse. So any lead in these conditions is worth double.
Eagle Eyes Michael Murray there is the umpire wants it again. We're just on 50 metres out from the Eagles' goal, so certainly pressing. As we said, the winner today has a chance, depending on other results, to go into the top 5, which means they'll be playing finals footy. Now that kick has gone out on the full, just. And it looks like young Josh Duncan, no, it's going to be, Stuart Turner who kicks it in, but it's gone straight to a uni player.
It's a good mark Botten there, and defence by Botten Noonan.
So Ryan Botten Noonan kicks it forward. A couple of Eagles contesting against each other, but it's come away now through, it was Stuart Turner who started it. Now the ball's back in the centre. Dragicevic was there, but the Unis players clean it up. Now here he is, Oakenbaugh. He's got some pace here, Michael.
Does indeed. Good clearance by Morrison there to put Uni in this attacking position, but unfortunately the ball just set up and Oakenbaugh overrun it.
And the ball comes away. This Taggart, whose soccer's on the ground. Where's Oakenbaugh? Now Oakenbaugh's going forward. Let's watch him. Gee, looks exciting, doesn't he? Playing against his former team, as Michael told us. And we'll see another boundary throw in here as the rain continues to tumble down.
Make it very difficult for a tall marking forward such as Oakenbaugh and also the Eagles marking forwards. But with the speed that he has, he'll certainly be able to win the foot race to get the ball at ground level.
Well done from Benny Burke there as he made about 20 metres for the Eagles. We're centre field on the far side. Ball up, number 67 for the quarter.
I think you're underestimating it there, Drury. It's probably been about 167 at this rate, but
yeah, it just seems that last goal at the end of the first quarter have given the Eagles a lot of momentum here, and they're continuing as Oakenbaugh, I think it is getting involved. Now there's no one forward. Sydney Uni kick it forward. They're the first one of the chase. Kenny softened off the ground. Oh boy, he went for the soccer off the ground, just couldn't get there.
It's a bit of a quagmire down there in the goal square, and Taggart a little disappointed to not capitalise on that gilt edge opportunity. A little bit of push and shove as the boys got up from the deck.
Ben Wharton was the option short, but he's going to go longer now towards Stuart Turner and Big Snedden, who jumps up. Turner came down with it, and the Eagles are away. Kick on the grandstand side towards the boundary. There are Tim Barton. He's just about been Uni's best so far as he gets it forward to Oakenbaugh. Picked up by Roberts. And then on to Thompson, who kicks it forward for the Sydney Uni side. Now, there's a few players there, and I think you'd call Sydney Uni the winner there as Oakenbaugh gets a bit of treatment and back play from Eugene Kruger.
Again, in dry conditions, you might even be looking at calling that deliberate. It was a fairly blatant attempt at getting the ball forward with no one anywhere near it, but obviously given the conditions, and you've got to give the players the benefit of the doubt.
Wilkie's crumbing. Will he get it? Oh, he gets a soccer to it. Oakenbaugh's got the ball. Handball's over the top, but there's plenty of Eagles players there to wrap him up.
It's not where Oakenbaugh wants the football, above his shoulders. He'd probably rather it out in front of him or below his knees, but did the best he could there to move the football forward and get the handball out.
Taggart against Snedden. Oakenbaugh sniffing around. Taggart's got the ball. He's got the forward line ruck duties by the look of it. And Snedden came out with it, actually. A great handball away to his teammate, and they go forward. And great mark there from Adam Campbell, who centres it in, doesn't waste any time, got a hit for his troubles. The ball comes back, and this is a great opportunity. Tom Morrison it is. And, it just goes through from behind, but a marking opportunity there as well. And a minor score again for Sydney Uni.
Peppering the goals, the students, 1 goal 9, but unfortunately they haven't been able to kick any majors this quarter after getting the second of the game.
So it was William Bradley who took the mark, and he went forward to, I think it was Stephen Pollock, who kicks forward again. Dragicevic it was, unlucky bounce. Sydney Uni have it. Was that a throw? Umpire lets it go, and the boundary line's going to get it as the excitement machine returns. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Barrett back on the field, and Bonnie's right there with him.
A couple of the times from both sides bringing the ball out of the back half, they've kicked a 1-on-2 or 1-on-3. Not the best option they could take, but obviously the conditions, you don't have as much time and you can't move as quickly. So that's something the coaches will certainly be looking at, I think, moving forward into the third and fourth quarters.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Michael. And we see a free kick now going the way of Sydney Uni, is it? No, it's going to the Eagles.
Seems to be the only way we'll get a clearance out of a ruck contest at a stoppage is a free kick. So be thankful that we won't have to send another ball up for another 30 seconds or so.
Don't tell me that is Tim Barton again, Michael.
No, I believe that's Ben Taggart out there at the back, I think. Might have pushed back.
Tim Barton's certainly been up there with the best for Sydney Uni. I think you'll agree with that.
He certainly has. He's our co-captain at Sydney Uni, and certainly these aren't his preferred conditions. He's a free-running, athletic half-back flanker, but...
I'm just going to have to stop you there, Michael, because the ball's come in, and we're going to see a free kick to the Sydney Hills Eagles with an opportunity to extend their lead directly in front, 15 metres out. And just a high shot there.
Tim Garlick there with a free kick. A little unlucky with the students player. Garlick slid in for the football and he's just copped him high, but unfortunately that's...
a bit unlucky, you say, Michael. That stinks of a Sydney Uni player as Tim Garlick comes in, and I'll tell you what, it was a horrible kick.
Well, I think maybe he felt a little bit of karma. No, it was certainly... unlucky with the students player in that he sort of slipped into the contest, but certainly it's a free kick every day of the week. You don't want blokes to be getting kicked in the head, so...
Yes, that will leave a bad taste in his mouth, that one, as a missed opportunity there for the Eagles through Tim Garlick, but he has played well today, Garlick, as the ball goes towards the boundary line. With the students have got it. Now, Etioza, what can he do? Flies, doesn't get it. That's all right, it's to the deck. And just taken over the boundary line by Dimmery.
Another stoppage here on the grandstand side. It's certainly probably one of the heaviest parts of the ground, so the players certainly won't be relishing another stoppage here in the slop and heavy conditions.
He's just one of those players, Etioza. You just sense something exciting is going to happen when the ball goes near him.
He is, when the conditions are good and he's down in the forward line, he'll stand on a bloke's head or he'll kick one through from 50. He's a very exciting... Free kick against Dugmore there, going to Bilkey of Sydney Hills. He's held on there in the marking contest. A fairly easy decision for the umpire to make.
Didn't think that was a free kick either, Michael?
No, I thought that was a fairly blatant one, but Dougie might watch this back, so I'll tell him he was hard done by there. Bad luck, mate. Michael
Murray, of course, one of the captains of the 12 Sydney Uni teams.
Seems like that, if you ask our administrative people.
And the Eagles now with the ball. He managed to get away somehow, but it's to the detriment, is it? No, they get it back. Nice intercept there from Stubbs, who socks it off the ground. Here comes Jamie Vlatko, who centres it in. And an opportunity now through Scotty Reid. What can he do? He's got Sydney Uni players all around him. But a great follow-up tackle there from a teammate. Crowd calling for ball. They're going to get it. And a great tackle there. A fantastic tackle from the Eagles.
That was, fantastic forward pressure. It was a 2-on-2 contest, and the students looked like they were going to work the ball out, but the Eagles forward made him work for it.
Now, difficult angle. Looks like he wants to lay it off, but he's going to have a crack with the banana. And what he's done is he's actually kicked it out on the full on the opposite side of the field.
About 15 metres forward of where he kicked it. Again,
can't blame him for having a
very,
crack,
very wet conditions, and the football will be sliding off the boots. So, unlike League and Union, we don't have the luxury of synthetically enhanced footballs. So the leather yellow Sharon will be like a cake of soap out there at the moment.
The kick goes forward, and we're probably going to see another boundary flow in here now. Etioza and Oakenbaugh and Timmy Barton, you said they don't like these conditions. What about yourself, Michael, when you're out there on the field? Are you a wet weather player or not?
Given that I run at the pace of golden syrup, probably actually helps me. It slows everyone down to my speed. But we've had the misfortune of playing out at UNSW last week in weather worse than this and conditions worse than this. So certainly Sard Wonder Soap got to work out on Monday morning.
Now pushing the back from Eugene Kruger, the man who's got an author's name. Now Kruger gets it back, handballs back to his teammate, and the uni students come crash tackling in, and they've managed to turn over the ball here. And a nice little kick forward, just a bit too short for Savage, and the ball comes back out through Josh Duncan, who manages to find his Eagles teammate. Centre and kick, well done by Taggart, I think it was.
Spoil there by Taggart.
Great spoil by Taggart, and he goes for a second effort to try and wrap up the footy as the Eagles get the hand pass away. Ben Burks kicks it forward now. Now, Jamie Blackco's there, but you'd expect Uni to clean this up, although there's some very good pressure from the Eagles, and I think it might have gone out for a boundary throw-in.
Sit them behind post, yep. So they'll, again, probably a better result for the Eagles. I'll lock that in and hope to work a good scoring chance out of this. Sitting here at the 27-minute mark, so we're looking at the Eagles with a 13-point lead. Could be a very important last few minutes.
Oh, that's for sure, Michael. As Taggart got the first touch, and the ball creeps slightly forward, but the Eagles once again have found the footy. They kick it in. There's a bit of an attempted rush behind, but it doesn't quite come off. There's players flying everywhere. Sydney Uni with the ball. They get a handball over the top there to Nick Bowen, who's been wrapped up, and all of a sudden the players emerge. Another boundary throw in.
As with any conditions, the old chestnuts of footy still apply. The bloke who keeps his feet is going to be the one who wins the contest, as is demonstrated there by the students' players. The Eagles player went to ground and the ball was worked out of danger momentarily.
So kick away now from Uni. Now they've got 2-on-1 here. Can Peter Dugmore get to the ball? He's given it to Eddie Oza. And unfortunately for our man Oakenbaugh, he has to give the ball back to the Eagles. Heading towards the end of the second quarter. All goals at this point in the game crucial for momentum heading into the second half, as the Eagles managing to lock it in now. And you know, we've already mentioned it, Michael, but just that goal at the end of the first quarter just seems to have given the Eagles a lot of momentum now in this second quarter, and they're certainly a bit more, well, they're certainly making more of their opportunities, aren't they?
Yeah, they have.
Sydney Uni.
I think they've certainly had the run of play in this quarter, and they've had the better opportunities. And it's very lucky for the students there, the ball went out. The 2-on-1 there for the Eagles, and if it had gone to hand there, it could have been worked away for a fairly easy goal.
So, looks like Oakenbaugh's about to come off, and they're still in an attacking position here, the Sydney Hills Eagles. Both sides going for that top 5 berth. As there's an opportunity for Bonnie, who gets a slick little hand pass back to Stephen Doyle. He dances around, couldn't move the ball on. Now Ben Burke's there again. It's going to come back to Bonnie. Bonnie, he has a snap. It looks okay. He got it off before the hooter. So I think it should count.
The all clear has been given by the umpire, so that behind will count.
For a minor score there, as they just increased their lead ever so slightly just before the end of the second quarter. So it's now half time, and the Sydney Hills Eagles leading this one at the moment, 4-5-29 to Sydney Uni's 1-9-15. It's a lead of 14 points, and Michael Murray and myself will be back very shortly with the second half. Welcome back to a very wet Henson Park as the hooter goes behind me, and we start the second half in treacherous conditions as the rain just keeps coming down harder and harder as the game progresses. It is the Sydney Hills Eagles leading by 14 points, and a big welcome back to Michael Murray, who's been sniffing around the sheds. And we saw Sydney Uni come out really early and go through some sprints. It looks like they weren't very happy camp during the break, Michael.
Oh, look, Coach Daniel Gilmore was actually pretty upbeat. He's certainly not the ranting and raving type, unless they've certainly done something to earn his ire, but he was very happy with the physicality and very happy with the defensive pressure and the tackling. And one thing that he reiterated was they just need to be smart in the defensive 50. The Eagles have kicked their goals from close in, from a couple of free kicks, and so he's just he wants the boys to be mindful of tackling, completing tackles and not slipping up too high and not landing on blokes' backs. Also, he's very happy, as I said, with the tackling pressure, and their game plan is to squash the Eagles up and restrict their space, and that's happening. He's just not too disappointed with the inaccuracy. As he said, that sort of thing happens sometimes in footy, so he's confident that if they continue on with the pressure that the goals will come.
Yes, one thing I did notice is Sydney Uni were out in the driving rain, warming up much earlier than their counterparts. As we see our first free kick for the third quarter go the way of the Eagles. Can they extend their lead as the ball goes down to Bonnie, and looks like the boundary line's going to get it? Well, no, they've kept it in Sydney Uni. Hand pass away now. They've got a few numbers, but the first to arrive were the Eagles. Sydney Uni got it back, and finally it does make its way over the boundary line. But certainly you'd have to say, Michael, especially in these conditions, if Sydney Uni are to get back in this, they need the first goal.
Correct, and the rain is coming down heavier than it was prior to the halftime break, so this is all playing to the Eagles' hands at the moment, being 14 points in front.
Perhaps a drop in temperature as well.
Seems to be. I've certainly noticed it, but I'm fairly soft when it comes to that sort of thing, so I might go and put another jacket on up here.
So the Eagles come away with it now with a soccer on the ground, and it's going to trickle over again. Mitch Thompson was there for Sydney Uni.
A couple of hardy souls out there on the hill under their umbrellas. They must be over there on a bet or a dare, because there's absolutely no way known that you'd be standing there if you didn't lose a bet.
Look at that, the heart and soul of the NEAFL, the true fans over there. As Sydney Uni come away through Jared Wilkie. A lot of kicking along the ground here in this third quarter. We see another tackle. The umpire is going to get it once again. No, he's called ball. He's called ball here, so the Eagles with an opportunity. And they get another free kick, the Eagles. They've had the two free kicks going their way thus far.
Seem to be kicking with a bit of a breeze, the Eagles, too, this quarter, so we'll see if the ball travels a little bit further for them into their forward 50.
Well, as you speak, the ball certainly is coming forward for the Eagles. Couple of sockers off the ground. Players falling over everywhere, rather. I think it's Turner who's down there as well, along with Dimmery. And the Eagles have still got this with a hand pass away. A little shimmy there as well by Pollock.
A little bit of candy there, and probably not the conditions to be trying the ball in there. He just sort of lost his footing and lost control of the footy and gave away the free kick.
A bit of sweet stuff there for you, Michael, as we see a big kick out of the pack. Jumping high was Josh Cole, who didn't come down with it. Tom Aiton's there for Uni. And for the Eagles, a nice tackle by Turner. And you're right, Michael. The breeze has picked up, and this is all of a sudden a bit of an advantage now for the Eagles. As the kick comes away from Bonnie, and the Eagles have still got the ball, and they kick it forward now through Charleston. Now, Sydney Uni need to clean this up, and probably a smart option to take towards the boundary line. But yeah, Michael, the breeze has picked up, and this isn't going to help Sydney Uni's cause.
No, certainly not. It's they've got their work cut out for them here, and if the Eagles can take advantage of this early in the piece, provided the conditions don't get any worse, it could be
another blood rule.
It's probably the third or fourth one we've had today by the look of it. The Eagles seem to be playing a fairly open forward line and getting the ball in quickly. There was that foot race there not a minute ago, and unfortunately the ball doesn't tend to travel too far along the ground when you try to kick it off the ground when there's sheets of water about. But certainly that looks to be the way the Eagles are going to try and get the ball in quickly and win the race of the footy.
Dom Vincent coming on for Uni for his teammate as the Eagles clear it. Nice little kick forward. Did it go 15? Umpire says it did. It was actually the number 21 from the Eagles with that kick.
I've been told that's Charleston, number 21.
Okay.
By the Eagles players.
There you go. So another opportunity for the Eagles to extend their lead through Bonnie, who's directly in front, almost 10 out, and he sprayed it. Has he? No, it's through. It's a goal. Great goal by Damien Bonnie. Gee, what I tell you what, that went definitely very close to that behind post, but he squeezed it through, and the Eagles have got another.
They'll be very pleased with that start, the Eagles. They've had the football almost exclusively in their attacking 50 for the first 5 minutes of the quarter, and that's exactly what Mark Dragicevic would have asked for from his troops inside the huddle at half-time.
So 20-point lead now for the Eagles. They've now gone beyond the entire score of Sydney Uni, which would be concerning for Coach Daniel Gilmore. So 20 points the margin. It's Campbell in the ruck against Snedden. Snedden wins it, goes towards goal, but there's Uni players there. Nice clearing kick out of the pack by Holmes. We haven't seen much of him today. Ball going forward. Josh Duncan's there for the Eagles as they attempt to clear it. Wilkie, is it? No, it's Dom Vincent who's just come on. A nice snap around the corner there from Peter Dugmore. He's going to find the boundary line, but they really need to score and score fast.
Indeed, and one thing I did notice, had a trip out to the field at half time just to see what the conditions are like, and every time the ball goes out to the gutter, it's pulled in water, so the football's going to get heavier and heavier as the game goes on.
So what can Sydney Uni do? They're only about 20 metres out from the goalpost. Socket off the ground. Nice catch and kick straight away on the foot, but it didn't really go anywhere. That was certainly a very opportunistic effort from Doug Moore, but he did what he had to do. And just Ryan Sylvester taking over the boundary line there as the Eagles are desperately trying to get it out, but they can't manage to do so at the moment. So there he is again, Barrett. He loves this opportunity, and I think he's just going to call that he got caught.
Taking the ball out of the ruck, and he's dropped an incorrect disposal, unfortunately, and might have just slipped out of his hands and he'd get a boot to it, but that's the rule, so probably shouldn't have taken it cleanly out of the ruck.
So Barrett now finds himself on the mark against Jack Dimmery, who drives it towards the grandstand side. A few players flying high, and our man Timmy Barton was one of them, but Adam Campbell with a nice mark, kicks it straight back into the 50, but an equally impressive mark, and could be 50 here against Barrett, but a great mark there from the Eagles. And he's got a few options. He might go back towards where Adam Campbell took that mark earlier, and Campbell's there again. Went for 2 marks in a row, just couldn't hold it, and Jared Wilkie's there for Sydney Uni. Plenty of players around the ball. And Wilkie's going to wrap it up for Uni with another ball up, and you just get the feeling, that the next goal could be curtains for Sydney Uni.
Yeah, certainly.
Desperation stakes now, isn't it?
As you mentioned, they are over double the score of the Students, and they've kicked 1 goal in the first 2 and a bit quarters, so it'd be a long way back to kick 4 or 5 in these conditions.
Yeah, they haven't kicked a goal since inside the first 10 minutes of the match, Michael. Once again, the ball's going to be wrapped up.
Certainly would be. It was a little bit of a cause for concern, the lack of scoreboard pressure, I guess, or the lack of impact that the Students have had in terms of the goal scoring, but they have had quite a few good opportunities, and I guess if they continue to pepper the goals, then hopefully they'll be able to chalk a few up.
Now, a great punch from Campbell that led to a turnover for the Eagles, and now they're going to be rewarded with another free kick. I'd like to see the free kick tally for this quarter. The Eagles getting a few easy possessions. Now, just dropped mark there from the Sydney University player Botten Noonan, and probably needed to do a chest mark in these conditions, Michael.
Indeed, the old chestnut is, as they say, Drury, that you get to the football first, you get looked after, and the Eagles have been first to the footy on the ground, so they've been the ones earning the free kicks, so the Students are going to have to be first to it. And the Students will be relieved to get a free kick in their favour now. It's going to come back to Dom Vincent, I believe. It's a big kick for Dom here. He'll really have to do.
Goss Casperson to the left, elected not to use him, and a great chest mark there by Ayton. Tom Ayton, who signals I'm going to go long, and he kicks it that way, and he's looking for Taggart, is it?
Kick to a 1-on-2 there. Probably not the best option. Taggart is the key forward, but it's a fairly difficult task there left for Taggart to outmark 2 defenders. Great
mark from Pollock, who turned it over, and once again we see the ball coming in. Once again Campbell's there going for the football. There's players around it. Campbell's just watching things as he's walking away. There's plenty of players around the football, and it's Bonnie who's going to be wrapped up for another ball up. The score 5-5-35 to Sydney Hills Eagles to Sydney Uni's 1-9-15. Early stages in this third quarter in very wet conditions here in Sydney's inner west at Henson Park, as we see a tackle over the boundary line now, and just in front of the players' race at the moment, and it just seems to be rebound footy.
It does, and if didn't think it was possible, but the rain seems to have actually gotten harder, so it's just the conditions have gone from bad to worse.
Yes, indeed, you're right there, Michael, as Gordon got a kick away forward for the Eagles. Nice little touch there from Jamie Vlatko, but Sydney Uni have managed to stem the flow there, and I think you'll find he'll get it back again. Gee, he's been good, hasn't he?
It's great in and underwork there by Tom Morrison to find Barton, who's then got it onto Cole, who's driven it forward, but unfortunately it goes no further than Stephen Pollock there across the half-back line.
Daniel Gilmore would certainly be happy at the very least with Tim Barton's efforts and work rate today as the ball's in the centre. Now with Sydney Uni and the Eagles just going at it once again.
Critical stoppage there.
I'm going to sound like a broken record here, Michael, but it's another ball up.
I think It's something that we'll be getting used to after 2.5 quarters. But critical stoppage there by the Eagles. It was, if the ball had gotten out the back there, it would have been 2 students running into an open goal. So good bit of defensive football there.
You can just see by the splashing of the water on the turf at the moment just how wet it is out there for the players. Another ball up. Still raining here at Henson Park, and as we said, there seems to be a slight breeze advantaging the Eagles in this at the start of this third quarter. So with all the elements against them, Uni at the moment, 20-point lead probably seems like a 50-point lead, but they have an opportunity here as the ball comes forward. As a nice little kick by Crotchmall, but it's been turned over again, smothered by Morrison, and they've got a free kick, Sydney Uni. So an opportunity here.
Saying that was for a throw there by the Eagles player on the ground there before the kick was smothered by...
Now Barrett's a short option. He's going to, sorry to cut you off, Michael. He's going to go long though. Vincent flies, couldn't get it. There's Eagles around. Barrett's sniffing. Tried to get a call in the back, didn't get it. Ben Burke's there for the Eagles. And we're going to see another ball up.
Again, another outstanding bit of defending there by the Eagles fullback. If that ball had gotten over the back, it was, again, 2 Uni players. Would have been raffling the goal off to dribble it through there from on the ground, but a really good bit of defensive football.
We talk about the lead being 20 points, but if they can get the next goal, Sydney Uni, psychologically, on the scoreboard, it's not going to seem as bad.
Certainly it'll give them a little bit of confidence going into the last quarter and a half, given that they have been so long without a goal. So they would really love to get one here out of this stoppage.
Ball goes up. Taggart's in there for Uni, trying to push it forward, but it went straight to an Eagle. But getting back there for Sydney Uni was Turco, and he's got some options now, Turco.
It's a long kick in these conditions of heavy football. Is
players screaming for it
at the best of times, Tex, but it's a big ask in these conditions from where he is.
What can he do? Turco, he lines up. Tex Turco, as he's affectionately known, and just not enough breakfast on that. Rush through for their 10th behind of the match.
Gave it all he could, but again, with a heavy football, 50 out in these conditions, it was always going to drop short, but certainly a good effort.
So a bit of 1-2 football from the Eagles as they managed to do it quite nicely and find themselves beyond the 50 in a short space of time. Now we've got 50 metres here. Looks like it's against a man who's had such an impressive game in Tim Barton, I think it is.
I think so, and that's one of the rules that frustrates the players, the protected area. I mean, it's not running through deliberately, but you need to be within 2 metres of a player or already within the protected zone. But so it's just mental lapse.
Yeah, we think what a snap off the ground. While you were speaking, Michael, the Eagles, they only needed one opportunity after so much relentless pressure from Sydney Uni. They get one opportunity, the Eagles. I think it was William Bradley, and he scooped it up and put it on the boot, and you wouldn't believe it, it's gone straight through.
Looks like it's going to be a long way back from the students here now. They're 25 points down. It's 4 goals in these conditions, probably more like 14. So the Eagles will be absolutely wrapped with their attack on the footy in this first 15 minutes of the third quarter. They've kicked straight, and they've kicked 6-5 today in these conditions, and that's the difference between kicking straight. You've got 11 scoring shots apiece, but one team's 25 points in front.
You can certainly see that Gilmore's changed the approach a little bit for the students, Coach Daniel Gilmore, and we see Barrett and some of their forwards really just trying to flood back when there's a changeover possession, but they've got the ball out of the centre on this occasion, the students, and it's a nice little kick forward by Morrison. Kind bounce, Eddie Osa's around. Oh, here he is, Eddie Osa. He's got a great opportunity. Oakenbaugh picks it up. He's got people on him, and I think he was lucky to get away with that, but it's still on. He backs it up with a great tackle. As the ball trickles over the boundary line, yes, Etiosa Oakenbaugh is on the field, so Coach Gilmore trying to mix it up by the looks of it.
Yeah, we had ball got over the back there, and a good bit of body work by Tim Barton, but in these Tim Barrett, but in these wet conditions, the ball didn't sit up for him, and he just got run down.
Okay, a little smother now from Oakenbaugh as it's a hot footy, and we see Thompson in there as well for Sydney Uni, but the kick comes away for the Eagles, and a nice little touch finder made about 30 metres there as the ball comes back towards this grandstand side on the wing.
Be fairly content to play the football in between the 50-metre arcs at this stage of the game, the Eagles being 4 goals up, so be pretty happy with the work of their backman there.
Kick away from Bilkey, And it's come straight back to Sydney Uni. Oh, big hit there from Dragicevic on the number 38 for Sydney University.
Matt Powies.
Matt Powies, and it's come right back now. Eagles substitution in back play, a bit of confusion, but we'll stay with what's going on in the field, and we've got another ball up. Just right on the Sydney Uni 50-metre line at the moment. The margin is 25 points. 6-5-41 plays 1-10-16. Wilkie gets it away to Campbell. He kicks it forward. Oakenbore's there as well. Nice little kind bounce there for Sydney Uni. Goes back to Thompson, who kicks forward. Was it 15? I think it was. And Powies was involved again, but he kicked it about 5 metres.
That was Josh Cole there, I think, in the forward pocket.
Josh Cole.
Disappointed with that.
Josh Cole, it was. Apologies there. And the ball comes back out, but Sydney Uni through Thompson. What can they do? Well, they get another opportunity. The Eagles have been good in gathering numbers today, though, and Campbell got it away to Thompson, who kicks it forward. Now, Oakenbore's around there, as is Josh Cole. And the Eagles, well, they got it back out, but it comes back again. This time it's Powies, and he kicks it forward. There's a nice little clean-up job here by Crotchmell, who kicks for goal, but he's just offline. Is Monty Crotchmell. It's going to be just a minor score.
Disappointed with that. He had maybe a little more time than he realised, but again, the students, another minor score.
Oh no, Barrett almost, the ever opportunist there, almost intercepted it, but the Eagles are under pressure, and look at this, Oakenbore with the intercept attempt, he doesn't get it, socket off by the Eagles. Thompson's there, he gets a hand pass away. Ben Burke's there to clean up the scraps for the Eagles, and he gets a kick away, but it's going to go straight to Sydney Uni. And Adam Campbell, who plays on, must have been touched.
Indeed.
They're away now, Sydney Uni. It goes back in. Thompson's been busy. What can they muster up here? They're going to get a lucky bounce. There's a few Eagles there, but a great tackle wrapping up was Peter Casey. They might be lucky to get a ball up here, Sydney Uni.
Yeah, it was a good inside 50 there by Mitch Thompson, and Adam Campbell's been fantastic mopping up across the centre of the ground. A great strong pair of hands, and he's really stood out today in such trying conditions.
Ball up. Oakenbore's there waiting for the crumbs. She might have been held out of it there, Sydney Uni, but it's play on. And it goes out. Now, they're out of the danger zone anyway, but it's a one-on-one contest out there. Cam Holmes is involved, and a little bit of a slip over, but they're still on. I think it might be Barton who's also around there. Oakenbore's managed to find the football. He kicks it in. It's not marked by the Eagles. Ben Burke's there. Gets it back up to Thompson, who has a snap around the corner. And the Sydney Uni side get a goal, a much-needed one. Great goal, great reward for effort there. And Matty Thompson, he's been there. He got his opportunity.
He has played forward of the football this quarter, and certainly the last couple of inside 50s have been a result of his good work.
Come on, Michael, you get a bit more excited than that.
So, well, they're a long way back. Still 3 goals back in those conditions. So we'll wait and see. But that certainly was a much-needed goal, as you mentioned.
Yes, a very concerned Michael Murray here. We'll try and get him excited if there's another Sydney Uni goal, but they certainly needed that one. The margin back to a straight 3 goals, 18 points. 6-5-41 to the Sydney Hills Eagles to 2-11-23 to Sydney University. So things just tightening up, but we're a goal apiece for the third quarter at the moment.
It's actually 2 goals to 1 in favour.
2 goals to 1, rather. I do apologise. Thank you, Michael. Eagle eyes as always.
People might mistake me for being
an Eagles
with the Sydney Hills Eagles.
Yes.
So if you could maybe student, no, that doesn't make sense. So Eagle eyes is okay.
So 2 goals to 1 in this third quarter, but the Sydney Uni side have got another goal. Having said that, the Eagles pushing forward now. Kick forward there on that occasion by William Bradley, who's kicked one of the goals for the Eagles in this third quarter. But he's just found the boundary line and will get a boundary throw-in. Good territory made, though, for Sydney Hills. And that last goal from Sydney Uni might just give them a bit of optimism if they can clear it here. But the Eagles have found the footy again. Good pressure there. Good pressure there from...
Free kick there to Sydney Uni, holding the ball called against the Eagles forward there, but again, these conditions, prior opportunities, very subjective at the best of times, so I feel a little bit aggrieved there.
Powies was the player there with the tackle that got them out of that. So back with the Eagles, though. They haven't managed to keep possession, Sydney Uni, and it's a rebound footy, and Adam Campbell's going to have a play at it. He has a little kick, gets a bit of applause from the crowd there, but good pressure from Barrett. And that was Barrett's turnover there. He Great pressure there on Dimmery, and it went straight back to Barrett's teammate. He's been asked to play on. He pops it high. Campbell's there. Players going in. Oh, boy, I think Campbell took a bit of a knock there, potentially from his own teammate and Peter Dugmore, and it's going to trickle over for the boundary line. You can actually just see Adam Campbell just touching his neck. He's actually going to have to go straight back into it, though.
A little bit disappointed by that, Adam Campbell. He's usually knows that when he's around the footy that he should be the key target.
And still holding that neck, Adam Campbell. He did want to win that ruck contest. The ball's come out since then, though, and Bradley's put it on the boot to march it forward again for the Eagles. Now, good body work there from Casperson. Casperson probably thought he should have had a free kick, but good decision to play that on. Boundary throw-in.
Rolled over the line there, a bit of a commando roll with the football in his hand. So a few calls are deliberate from the Eagles supporters up here in the top deck.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, but they did have the clock going over the half-time break, and I don't think we're 22 minutes in, although...
No, we are. They reset it. The clock just went to the 15 minutes, so we've been plugging away for 2/3 of the quarter. The last couple of quarters have gone for 32, 33 minutes, so probably looking at another 8 to 10 minutes here. A virtual feast of goal scoring with 3 in this quarter, so might go even longer than the others.
Yeah, we have seen a few goals thus far in this third quarter. Who will score the next? The ball goes up, big punch at the top of the pack there from the Eagles as they march forward. They wrap up the uni players. Bottom of it was Turco, I think it was. As ball's just going everywhere at the moment. There is Eagles in numbers, though. That's a concern for the Sydney Uni side. Bradley's there, as is Casperson for Sydney Uni.
Very fortunate there, the students. The player on the bottom of the pack there coming up with the football was Tom Morrison, I believe. He'd take possession of it while you're lying on the ground. These conditions, you're going to be lucky not to get pinged.
A nice little punch there from Jamie Vlatko as he centres it up now. Sydney Uni were first to get there, but Bonnie's emerged with the football only a few metres out, and easy as you like, strolls it in, kicks through for another Sydney Hills goal, and that's their 7th for today. The lead goes back out to 24 points.
It's a critical clearance won there by the Eagles. Great work to scrub the ball forward, and Bonnie cherry picking there in the goal square, just streamed into an open goal. It's going to be the easiest goal kicked all day in these conditions, so be very, very pleased with that. I think he might be shouting a teammate a beer at the pub after this one.
Yeah, Damien Bonnie's been good today, hasn't he? I think Bonnie, Dimmery, they've certainly created some good forward structure and go forward, certainly in their attacking 50 for the Eagles.
They have, and I think Stubbs as well has been pretty good through the middle of the ground. So the Eagles have probably had 3 or 4 of the best 5 players on the field, and certainly shown.
So we've got a new ruck combo here. Doyle's up against, of all people, Edioza Oakenbaugh, the prodigy himself, and Sydney Uni are going to emerge with this through Jared Wilkie. As we mentioned, he's come from the Waffle via the Balmain Dockers, and he goes short there to Nick Roberts, who's doing a bit of running here in this third quarter. Now, pressure coming from the Eagles, but Uni managed to get it in. They can get a lucky bounce here. They have an opportunity. Looks like Vincent might be first to it.
To win the foot race here.
But he's met with some heavy Eagles defence. Now, they're going to get a lucky call there, Uni, for high tackle. And Vincent doesn't waste any time. Goes centre. Oakenbaugh could have marked that, but unselfishly leaves it for his teammate Tom Morrison directly in front, 40 metres out.
He's a very good kick, Tom. He also moonlights as our Premier Division coach, so he's very happy on weekends when he can both coach and play. But he's just over from West Australia this year, and I believe he played at Claremont, or I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he's from the Tigers. And
so you're saying he should kick this, Mike?
Oh yeah, he's a pretty good footballer. Well, I'll just leave it at that.
Tom Morrison, a much-needed goal this would be for Sydney Uni. It looks okay. Will it have the distance? I think it might just be over. And he's got it. Tom Morrison, a much-needed goal for Sydney Uni. They strike back not long after Damien Bonnie's goal, and they move to 3-11-29. They're still trailing the Sydney Hills Eagles 7-5-47.
Key goal there by Morrison to get the students back within 3 majors this late in the quarter, 26 minutes into the third quarter. So if the students can peg another one back before 3/4 time, they're really in with a good shot. But if the Eagles are able to hold, it's going to be a big ask to come back from 18 points down.
certainly doesn't seem like 26 minutes. It has gone very quickly as the ball comes up again, and once again it's Doyle winning it. Nice tackle there, I think it was Vincent. Casperson rather. And the Eagles now and Sydney Uni both competing for the ball. Matt Thompson's in there for Uni, as is Crotchmall, who's been very busy all game, Crotchmall. But it emerges now with Tom Morrison, the goal scorer. He got rid of it though, and they're slowly creeping forward towards the Eagles goal line.
Very theatrical bit of football there by Stephen Pollock, trying to play for the free kick, but he was a bit far off the contest. The umpires didn't pay him the attention that he was after.
Has been a win though for the Eagles, as they're just on their 50-metre line. So we see another ball up.
Rain seems to have eased off a little in the last 5 or 10 minutes, but still coming down steadily, but just not as heavily as it was earlier.
Oakenball may be held there, gets away with it, the Eagles player, and he's called ball here, so perhaps a lucky break for the Sydney Hills Eagles here, but Uni better race back. It's an open forward line, the lead's coming, but he's going to take some time, is Johnny Vlatko. He signals, go long boys, I'm going long, as Vlatko drives it into the forward 50. It must be a heavy ball at the moment. Comes to the deck, there's players around, the Eagles are first to it. Danger for Sydney Uni, was that a throw? I'm not sure. And the ruling is, I think he's gone over the boundary line.
Indeed he has, and that's the right option by Vlatko there. The goals have all been scored from 15 to 20 out today for the Eagles, so drive it in there and hope to win a contest and find a loose man for a quick snap-on goal.
Yes, I don't think they can afford another goal here, Sydney Uni. They've done well to kick a couple themselves this quarter. They certainly cannot afford another one. Now it looks like Oakenball's coming off and Adam Campbell's coming back on. There was some concern for Adam's neck earlier, but Campbell appears to be running okay at the moment as the ball goes up, forward 50 for the Eagles. Driving punch in. Barton couldn't handle it. It's centred up, about 20 out from the goal.
Very dangerous by the Sydney Uni defender there, diving on the football, 20 out right in front, but the umpire's giving him the benefit of the doubt there, so might be something that Gilmore will speak about at three-quarter time with Mitch Thompson there on the bottom of the deck, bottom of the pack.
The ball really is a hot contest at the moment, but the Eagles get it, comes out. Hooter's gone. There was a mark, but it's not going to count. And it was an ambitious kick there forward from John Vlatko, but the Hooters just beat them, fortunately for Sydney Uni. And at three-quarter time, we've seen a few goals in that quarter. Still Sydney Hills Eagles leading 7-5-47 to Sydney Uni's 3-11-29. Welcome back to Henson Park. Final quarter about to begin. 18 points the margin. Can Sydney Uni fight back? They'll need the first goal. They've only kicked 3 for the game, so they'll have to at least double that. Ball up. It's Snedden versus Campbell. And away we go, and we've got a free kick already here, Michael. And the other interesting thing is, unfortunately for Sydney Uni, the breeze has appeared to die off. We've seen a 50-metre here to Jared Wilkie too.
Indeed, the rain's certainly eased off a little bit as well. So Wilkie there's got the free kick for over the shoulder, and he's been given 50 metres. This could be a dream start for the students if he can go back and nail this. But again, pretty difficult kick.
Jared Wilkie goes short. Oh, great punch, gee. That really, you're right, Michael, that would have been an absolute dream start. Unfortunately, Wilkie turned the ball over, but they've got another opportunity here through Vincent, who puts it on the boot. It's just going to go over the boundary line. Sorry, Michael.
Yeah, that's all right. No, it's a little bit disappointed with that, Dom. Vincent will be. He just sort of rushed the kick a little bit and slid off the outside of the boot. But just having a look at the statistics, apparently we've had nearly an inch of rain during the game, so the players certainly be looking forward to getting off the paddock and drying off.
Another opportunity for Uni, a free kick, push in the back. It's going to be Nick Roberts who powers it forward. Ball comes to ground. Snedden's there for the Eagles, and there's a good tackle there by Sydney Uni to force him in the boundary line. You know, we talk about the importance of the first goal, but particularly in these conditions, a 3-goal margin seems like a lot more than that. Sydney Uni, they really will need to take their opportunity here if they want to get back into the game, and they're certainly applying the pressure as the ball remains forward, which is good to see from a Uni perspective.
Indeed, they really would be looking for this first goal here in the first couple of minutes. If you can get it back to 2 goals, then it's...
Barrett's got the ball. just couldn't kick it through. He swung around, probably on his non-preferred side there, and it looked like it was on target, Barrett, but just short, and it's going to go through for a behind, perhaps a crucial behind, mind you, but Barrett, he certainly created plenty of problems for the Eagles' defence today. As the kick out goes towards Bonnie, he couldn't grab it. Second efforts, gets the ball back. Bonnie, can he get it away? There's a few on him, tackling him, including Josh Cole, but the ball somehow manages to be dislodged as it comes out now. A little kick forward from the Eagles, but there's all uni players back there. There's a swing around there from Dugmore, centres it in. He was looking for Vincent, couldn't get it. Aiton's there for uni. Thompson's also there. Thompson emerges with it, kicks it forward. Barrett's there to Crum. Is it going to come down? Socket off the ground. Barrett comes through, and Barrett's going to kick a goal for Sydney Uni to put them right back in this one. Great follow-up efforts and 2-goal margin. Sydney Uni with their 4th goal.
Great contest there in the goal square by Taggart to bring the footy to ground, and Timmy Barrett sniffing around the goal square as always, finished it off with ease. Set off a bit of a chorus of car horns as well, so there must be a few uni fans using their air conditioning, the heating in their car, because it's about 10 degrees here at the moment and people are starting to feel the chill a bit.
Tremendous effort from Barrett. He really is causing some problems for the Eagles. Amazing follow-up there, and I'll tell you what, that's just what the doctor ordered. As the ball goes back up centre field, Snedden goes up for the Eagles. It goes towards a uni goal, but the Eagles have possession. And the ball's just coming out now. It's John Vlatko tried to soccer it through, but just run into a wall of players there. And we speak about the importance of first goals each quarter, but, you know, it's now only 2 goals, and psychologically, Sydney Uni will believe that they can win this game.
Oh, certainly, and they've moved the ball forward here at centre, and if they can get the next one, then they're only with the kick, and they'll really have that sense of self-belief. Vincent's
there, bit of body work in back play, as is Dugmore. Ball comes out though, and there's a few Eagles there, although it was fumbled there by John Vlatko, and it's socket over the ground by the Eagles with Crotchmall in pursuit. Eagles just getting to the ball there, and it's going to go out for another boundary throw, but it's great positioning forward for Sydney Uni towards their goals. It's good territory.
This is not where the Eagles will want to play this first part of the last quarter, with the 3-goal lead being whittled down to 11 points, and the ball's gone straight back into their defensive 50.
Great tap forward for Uni. Can they get the handball away? Barrett's there again. Just couldn't get foot to ball as the Eagles swarm on the ball. Probably no doubt looking to lock it in, although Stephen Doyle trying to come out of the pack there. But it looks like a boundary throw-in is inevitable. Fantastic position for Sydney Uni. They trailed by only 2 straight kicks, or in fact the scoreboard says they trailed by less than 2 straight kicks. So great opportunity again to sneak another one for Sydney Uni. What can they do? They've got possession at the moment. Eagles just trying to wrap it up there. John Vlatko with the tackle. Josh Cole around the ball as well, and just look up. It's very important for the Eagles to man up here.
What the Eagles don't want here is the ball coming over the back and a uni player crumbing the contest for an easy shot on goal.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike, and I think they just need to be accountable in this situation. Just one-on-one football, get the ball out of your defensive 50.
That's exactly what they'll be trying to do here. It's another stoppage well inside the students' 50.
Snedden went straight to the students. Ben Burke applied pressure and the ball came loose. Plenty of people going for the football. It's come on the boot here of one of the Sydney players, and Sydney Uni rather, although there's a few Eagles back there, and the ball miraculously staying in, which is probably favouring Sydney Uni, but the ball now over the sideline, and the boundary line I should say, and another boundary throw in. Sydney Uni still in a very dangerous position to score their 2nd of the final quarter. All comes in. Oh, good punch forward there by Dugmore. Mitch Thompson's there as well. Another player that's been very good today, Mitch Thompson. Barrett's another one. We've mentioned Tim Barton a few times. Adam Campbell's been good as well. And I think Crotchmall's involved himself a lot too from a Sydney Uni point of view.
He has indeed. He plays a lot on the wing and on the football.
I'm going to have to jump in here, Michael, because Sydney Uni have got the numbers and They had the ball there, just the Eagles players coming across to make the tackle.
Just get the feeling here that the dam's about to burst and a goal will result. The ball's been down here for the last 4 or 5 minutes and the Eagles are clinging on for dear life.
Well, they're certainly showing a bit more urgency at the moment, the students, and they've just all of a sudden sprung into life. As we said, there's less than 2 straight kicks in it. Very dangerous position. And it's almost hard to believe, isn't it, that if they were to kick a goal here, Uni, we would be talking less than a straight kick?
Oh, indeed. That's the transformation of this game has been quite marked.
So the ball comes loose now. There's players, desperation stakes. Sydney Uni kicking it ahead. They're just slowly creeping towards goal. Gradually, was there a push there from Wilkie? Umpire lets it go, and the Eagles could be away as it's socket off the ground now by, I think it's Eugene Kruger. Now, there could have been a push in the back, in back play, but I thought it might have gone. I thought it might have gone to Kruger there. I thought it might have gone to Kruger. But yeah, as you said, Michael, could have gone either way.
Yeah, he was blocked more than 5 metres off the ball, and the Eagles fans up here are irate.
Not yourself, though?
No, I thought it was pretty good, actually. Do a bit of umpiring myself. Did the course at North Sydney Oval not long ago, so I'm pretty qualified, you know.
There you go. Anyone need an umpire? Look no further.
Don't say that.
Then Mr. Michael Murray over here, his phone's already ringing.
Random Sydney AFL clubs asking me to umpire out the back of Penrith or something.
Sydney Uni, another kick forward. Will it go through from behind? It's just gonna miss the behind, and we're almost at a point now where behinds are going to come into play. They're all too familiar with that Sydney Uni. They've kicked 12 already today, but they'd probably prefer a boundary throw in this instance. 7-5-47. Sydney Hills Eagles lead by 11 points. 4-12-36 to Sydney Uni, and they're still pressing the students.
It's been down here for an age. I think the goal was kicked in the 3rd minute, and it really only ventured outside the forward 50 once out on the far side there when the free kick was given to Sydney Uni. So the Eagles have done well to restrict the students.
Ball comes down now for Uni. Opportunity there, just couldn't get foot to the ball. Ben Burke's there for the Eagles. Barrett's there as well. And it's going to be another ball up. And if we take a snapshot of the ground at the moment, there's only 2 players in the Eagles' forward half of the entire field. As the ball comes around like a pinball machine, Sydney Uni have it. It's fumbled. Now the Eagles seem to have it away now as they look to push forward, but it's straight back in the hands of the Sydney Uni players. Matt Thompson's there. And it looks like yet another ball up.
Cole was looked to be shaken up a little there in back play. He took that football and tried to move it forward, but was hit in a fairly heavy contest.
So a bit of push off the ball. Bonnie went down. He gets back up though as to make the tackle, and Bonnie, with assistance, wraps the ball up desperately for the Eagles. They certainly will not want to concede another goal here. And Sydney Uni will be hoping. They've got Dom Vincent with a bit of space if they can just clear it. And there he is. Vincent almost taking the mark, but he will be wrapped up. And now we have not a single player in the Eagles' half of the field for another ball up. And probably this positioning here, Michael, might even create a bit more space for Uni should they get it.
If they can get the ball out of the contest, and they do have a few men out the back. But looks like we'll be in for another ball up, as has been the order of the day. We're looking at the 11-minute mark here of the 4th quarter, and the Sydney Hills Eagles are still 11 points in the clear.
Okay, ball goes up now, and they're just slowly moving this ball away from the danger zone are the Eagles. But looks like they've got a call here, the Eagles, and that's great pressure really, and almost could have been 50 for holding up Ben Burke there was Matty Thompson, but he got away with it. And well, some relief for the Eagles as he looks for Snedden, but fortunately it goes in the hands of his teammate in Dimmery, who we've mentioned has also been good today. Now Snedden's just run off, and the player running on will have a crack at this in James Gordon. Now he might get a high call here. Crowd calling for high, but The umpire letting it go. It's good to see, though, I will say this, Michael, that umpires aren't too trigger happy with the high calls.
Oh, for sure. And these conditions where everyone's sliding and sort of not standing upright, it's difficult on the defenders to make sure that they're not making high contact. However, if it's dangerous, we do want to see it called, of course. So.
There he is, once again. Michael Murray, future referee, Hall of Famer. Budding umpire. All right, here it comes with Wilkie. Wilkie slipping and sliding, gets the hand pass away. It goes back now to, I think it's Josh Cole. And Josh Cole, ball gets dislodged. The Eagles now have it. Quickly put to boot by the Eagles. They got a few metres, but there's all uni players back there in Casperson who kicks it forward. Opportunity now through Taggart. Taggart soccers it on the ground. He's got some pressure from the Eagles. Oh, Taggart slips over the ball. Well done from Benny Burke, who cleans up the scraps for the Eagles. And we might have a late hit here against, well, there's players about to rush in here. I think it's Josh Cole and certainly one of the players not happy about that was Bilkey, Ryan Bilkey and Stephen Pollock racing in. But we're going to follow the action. We'll get Michael to keep his eyes on back play. And we've got a free kick now going to Sydney Uni through Tim Barton, who kicks it along, and Sydney Uni pressing again with another opportunity. They're centre field with a nice mark. Torpedoes it forward. Ben Burke running back. No, sorry, it's Bilkey, I think. And Bilkey gets the hands away, but Barrett's lurking. Gee, there's pressure here now, but the Eagles have got numbers back there, fortunately for them, and they kick clear. Barrett's eyes almost lit up again there, Michael.
Yeah, if he'd been the ball been able to get over the back there, he might have been on. But good defending by the Eagles, and Dragicevic appears to be up and about again after his run in with Cole.
Well, it's been an interesting sequence of events, and you can feel this game getting a lot tighter. It's pretty much a case of, you could almost say, next goal wins.
It does seem that way. I mean, the students have the belief if they can score the next one, the Eagles will be too far away if they get the next.
Certainly for the Eagles anyway, next goal wins. We see a free kick now for out of bounds on the full, over the boundary line. The umpires called that one. And you'd think there'd be a bit more urgency from Sydney to get the ball in their opposition's hands. They've taken their time.
Conversely, the umpires called time off, so give the students players time to get back in their defensive half.
Wilkie with the ball now. Handballs it up. Barton's there. Barton's been great today. He kicks it forward about 60 metres. Nice little bounce for Barrett. He just can't get his hands on it. Josh Cole's there as well, and coming across, Oakenborder pressure the kick, which was meant for Bonnie, but he drops it. Wilkie's there, tries to get the handball. This is going to go just in the field of play. And fortunately for Sydney Uni, Adam Campbell came across and punched it out of bounds.
Very good spoil there by Campbell coming across the defence, but excellent collection of the football by Tim Barton to put it inside the forward 50, one-handed in these conditions.
Okay, Campbell getting to it. And just a bit of extra spice in that tackle from Peter Dugmore. So free kick to the Eagles. It'll be taken by Ben Wharton. Wharton fires the ball forward to the forward 50. Almost a mark there for Jamie Vacco, but still a nice kick ahead. Scott Reed's got the chase. Scotty Reed soccers it across, and Scott Reed has scored for the Sydney Hills Eagles to put them further ahead. A much-needed goal for the Sydney Hills side.
Looks like it could be the sealer, judging by the reaction of the crowd here at Henson Park. Very excitable bunch of Sydney Hills fans. Look like they might be having a very happy trip back up the freeway to Rouse Hill.
Yeah, Stuart Turner was well involved there with Jamie Vlatko, and well finished from Scott Reed. And we mentioned it might be a case of next goal wins. Well, certainly it's going to help the Eagles' chances now as they're back out to a considerable lead. It's 8-5, 53 to the Sydney Hills Eagles. Sydney Uni 4-12, 36.
Came totally against their run of play there, that goal as well, and that's the danger if you're going to have 18 men in 36 men in one half of the field. Ball gets over the back and it's really just a foot race.
Campbell just losing his footing there as the ball trickles forward towards the Uni goal. Ayrton's the first one to arrive. Doug Moore's been highly involved, is there as well. Still raining here at Henson Park, although it has eased off somewhat. Still very wet conditions as Oakenball comes over the top. And the ball trickles towards the centre. Socket along the ground by the Eagles players. Thompson was there to wrap him up. And another ball up, probably the right decision there.
17-minute mark here of the final quarter with Sydney Hills 8-5-53 leading the Uni 4-12-36.
Okay, the ball trickling forward now. And Uni are going to be first to get to it. His kicks on the ground, very valuable for each side today, particularly in these conditions, and very well done there by Casperson. But nearly to no avail is getting back to the Eagles with Stephen Pollock.
It was great work by Casperson there on the centre wing to kick to his advantage and then handball off to his teammate.
And just over the boundary line there, I don't think either side will be too unhappy with that result.
We'll be looking at about a 30-minute quarter here, so looking at maybe 10 to 12 minutes to go, and the students have got a long way to come back.
So Dugmore was first to it. Casperson's there lurking as well. And the ball wrapped up. Good tackling there from the Eagles. James Gordon. So ball goes up. Is it Dugmore who punches it forwards? Yes, it is. Thompson, was he pushed off it by Bradley? Play's allowed to go on. Here comes Campbell. Oh, the big fella. He can't get down to the footy. And we've got to push in the back here. So the Eagles come away through... we'll just... it looks like the Eagles have got this one back, Michael. And Casperson. Where's Casperson been the last three quarters?
It's a good question. He's been a little quiet. He generally plays in the back line, and he, I guess,
Eagles playing for a free. It's play on, good umpiring. Gee, he did well there against a couple of Eagles players. Fantastic work in defence there by Ryan Botten-Noonan, because I tell you what, it could have easily been a goal for the Eagles.
Oh, certainly. And the forward for the Eagles there was trying to grab the umpire's attention and possibly should have been given a free kick, but again, in these conditions, the players do tend to be given a little more leniency, rightly or wrongly.
Okay, Barton there kicked into an Eagles opponent, as did Campbell. Crowd yelling facial. Good tackle from Dugmore. Comes out. Bradley's there. Here he is. Oakenball can't get to it. Vincent's also there, but the Eagles are going to come away with it here. And there's a reasonably open goal line. Forward line, I should say, and a great kick forward and another opportunity for the Eagles to extend their lead.
This certainly would be the stealer if he's able to put this away.
It's all happening in back play here. It's all happening in back play. Bonnie, gee, Oakenball's getting ganged up here by a few Eagles. Bonnie wrests him to the ground. Meantime, it's a fantastic little kick by the Sydney Hills Eagles in Tim Garlick, and I think I smell a victory for the Eagles, Michael.
Certainly seems to be looking that way at the moment, and Coach Gilmore will be very disappointed with the discipline there of the students. It's one thing to fly the flag. It's another thing to have no one back on the goal line and let the Eagles player dribble the ball through there in these conditions. It's something that Coach Gilmore will be pointing out in the video session.
Yeah, Tim Garlick certainly making the most of. There was a little bit of a niggle in back play. I'm not sure if viewers could see that, but certainly took the attention away from a lot of players, and very smartly Tim Garlick knew that and just went forward and kicked the goal with an open goal square, and it trickled through. So a nice handy lead now for the Sydney Hills Eagles. It's 9-5-59 to Uni's 4-12-36. As the ball comes away now, good tackle from Dugmore. Ball popped up straight to Wilkie, who sends it forward. Barrett's there, that was the target. Oakenball, if he can just move into the forward goal square, he might be lucky, but he's going to run in now, and looks like the ball's going to be held up again. Trying to get it out, but it will be held up.
Really, the Eagles coaching staff would be delighted with the form of their back six in this last quarter. They've held stout. The students put a world of pressure on them in that period between the first and the 12th or 13th minute. Then they were able to hold and then kick a couple of goals to really seal the victory.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, they got the first goal, Uni, which is what they needed to do, but they've just allowed a couple. And it's just taken a lot of sting out of the game. Having said that, the game's far from over as Uni got the ball now and got more opportunities. Barton's going to pick up this ball and he gets a nice little handball to Campbell, I think it was. But another turnover and Stewie Turner emerges for the Eagles. Now back, Botten Noonan just mistimed that a little. Good second efforts though there from Uni, and he fortunately got the foot to the ball. Another boundary throw-in.
The Eagles now will just be looking to wind down the clock. You'd normally think that teams would try and play a bit of a possession game at this stage of the proceedings, but I don't think they'll probably be doing that today, given the difficulties both teams have faced in transferring the football cleanly.
Yes, if you're just joining us, a very wet Henson Park here. It's been raining all week in Sydney, and the Eagles with another opportunity to further extend their lead. Just couldn't get the mark there, Scott Reed. So the students should emerge with this, or a kick coming out now, but it's a contest at the moment between Savage and Holmes, and they're going to get a free kick, the students. Quick play on now, handball over the top. I don't think the umpire will have anything to do with that.
No, he did go back over the mark there, so unfortunately for the students, they weren't able to play on there.
So kicked away by Holmes, and that was a great kick into the centre there, who found Botten Noonan, who goes forward to our man Barton. Now he can kick a goal here, Barton. He goes on the left foot, and it was on line. Oh, gee, they didn't take the mark, the Eagles. Just short of the goal there, and he just couldn't take the mark, and it gave an ever so small opportunity for some of the Uni players there, including Oakenbaugh, but it's going to be a ball up about 5 metres out directly in front. Could
have been a crucial mistake there by the Eagles backman, but his teammates were around to help him out and lock the ball up.
Ball up. And good tackle there from Pollock for another ball up, as we see Tim Garlick, one of the goal scorers, coming back on. Wilkie gets the pass away, the handball that is, and Barrett's there with an opportunity, smartly kicks it back in the centre. Now it's not 15, Oakenbaugh was first to it. It goes back to the number 20 in Tom Morrison, but he's just offline. It's going to be a minor score. So the score now 9-5-59, plays 4-13-37. As we're approaching the end of this fourth quarter, the Eagles certainly have kicked a couple of goals when it mattered, Michael.
Yeah, as I said earlier, they really held on there, and their backmen set up this victory in the first 10 minutes of this quarter, and when they were able to move the ball forward, their forwards were able to capitalise.
Dom Vincent coming back on for Uni as they go back into their forward 50. The ball, it's been a bit of a pinball machine all day today as Barton kicks it forward and then it comes out again. Dom Vincent, who's just run on the field, will get an opportunity here. Higg picks up the ball cleanly. Now he has got some options forward and he'll use one of those. I think it might be Morrison, is it? It is Morrison. He gets a good call there in the back. So perhaps they're not done with yet, Uni, as Morrison goes extremely close to the man in the mark, but manages to get the kick away. And Adam Campbell with a great contested mark directly in front. Now he won't want to muck around with this. He won't want to waste any time. He'll go straight back, and you'd expect him to kick this, surely, Michael.
Oh, he's done a lot of work. He'll be feeling fairly fatigued, but he's a very good kick, set shot, and he deserves a goal for his Herculean effort in the ruck and across the midfield today.
Adam Campbell moves in directly in front. Looks like he's just put this just slightly to the left.
So the story of the day for the students, just not being able to capitalise on their opportunities, unfortunately. They've kicked 4 goals, 14 now, so it's something that they'll be fairly disappointed with when they reflect on this game.
21 points the margin. Thompson went high, spoiled, gets it back, and probably going to be another ball up here. He could have almost been given a free kick for high, but I'll say it again, and as a budding umpire to be, Michael, you've got to be pleased with the fact that the umpires aren't calling anything and they're letting the play flow.
Oh, and that's how the players want the game to be played. The main thing is the blatant things are being called, the throws and the kicking dangers and the high contacts. It's really the key.
Now we've got it
making the game flow.
Yeah, so sorry to interrupt there, Michael. We've just got a throw here on Jamie Vlatko. So we will have a set shot here. An opportunity for Sydney Uni through Jared Wilkie, of course, the former Waffle player, via the Balmain Dockers over to Sydney Uni. Wilkie's going to line up. He's on a tight angle though, and he's going to push it. I think it's going to go out of bounds completely.
Not his best effort. He'll be wanting to atone for that.
Normally a great kick too, Wilkie.
He is indeed. I mean, you're looking at this game's been going nearly 2 hours now in these conditions, so I think we'll forgive him for that one.
Now, there might be a chance for redemption here as the kick in from the out of bounds wasn't a great one. And certainly Ayrton and Crotchmore getting involved there to just lock it in. Now, Oakenbaugh carrying on with the tackle a little bit there. A little bit of push from Bonnie's. Again at Oakenbaugh. Here's Damien Bonnie's been very good today for the Eagles. Ball comes away through Ayton rather. And once again, plenty of players around the football.
It's the only multiple goal scorer for the Eagles today. Is
okay, look, it's on here. Oakenbaugh and somebody else. Now, Oakenbaugh was flipped around. He should get a free kick here, Oakenbaugh, really. And he will. That's good umpiring. I didn't see exactly what happened, but he was flung around for what appeared to be no apparent reason. So Oakenbaugh with an opportunity, just about right on 50. This stage of the game, he really should just back himself and go long. Oakenbaugh lining up. They need this, the students. Not the best to kick, but will they get a mark out of it? I think they will.
Should be paid in these conditions. A good chest mark there. And
there's the final siren. So Josh Cole will get one last kick. Josh Cole coming in. And I think he may have kicked a consolation goal for Sydney Uni. Did he? Yes, he did. So a nice way to finish for Sydney Uni, but not enough. A magnificent performance in the wet today from the Sydney Hills Eagles. Michael.
Yeah, the third quarter, second and third quarter, they were dominant and really made the students pay for their inaccuracy. And then the last quarter, when the game was on the line, their back six stood up, obviously with the help of their midfielders flooding back, but really was an outstanding defensive effort when the students had all the play and everything to play for.
Yes, certainly a big win. We spoke about the importance. From other results, the Eagles could sneak into the top 5 after this weekend's matches, but certainly a very important win in the context of their season. And Sydney Uni, well, they'll have to go back to the drawing board. They'll be disappointed with that, but a great effort from the Eagles. Final score here at Henson Park in this round 15 clash. Sydney Hills Eagles winning at 9-5, 59 to Sydney Uni's 5-14, 44. In this round 15 local derby, if you like. And a very big thanks to Michael Murray for joining us today in the commentary box.
Absolute pleasure to be here as always, and maybe one day I'll get to call a students win, but who knows, teams will be paying me to come and call against the students every week.
15-point winners today, the Sydney Hills Eagles. Thank you very much to all our viewers for joining us today, and we'll see you all next time here at the NEAFL.